Magical Pokémon Urban System. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26 Small Progress. Everyone has started training. I can't fall behind. Liu said silently. This exercise is too boring. Anyway, it can be operated by itself, so I will ask Zion and I for some martial arts and spells to learn. Liu thought. When Zion and I was summoned, he heard Liu's complaint and was speechless. It's boring, and it's operated by itself. Master, if other practitioners hear this, they will beat you to death. Oh, why is that? Liu asked in confusion. Master, the operation of this exercise is very dangerous. If you are careless, you will go crazy and damage your foundation. You actually find it boring. Zion and I said. Master, I'm gifted. How can others compare to me? Come on, teach me some martial arts and spells. I will practice first. Liu laughed. Master, are you practicing seriously? Don't you know that there are special martial arts and spells in the 5-element yin and yang sutra? Zion and I said contemptuously. Is there? Let me see. Hey, it seems to be true. Well, I was only focused on practicing and didn't look carefully. Mistake. Liu said embarrassedly. Stupid master. Since there is nothing for me to do, I will go back first. Goodbye. Zion and I despised Liu again and went straight back to the system. This guy dare to despise me. See how I will deal with you next time. This time I'm serious. Liu said angrily. Well, this yin-yang escape method is really powerful, exactly the same as Cass's teleportation, and after learning it, you can also use the power of space to attack and defend. Unfortunately, it requires at least the earth level to play a role. But fortunately, there is also the 5-element technique, and this 5-element technique is also very powerful. It can even use the power of the 5-element to evolve into other attributes. Wouldn't I become a full system mage? After reading the techniques and escape techniques attached to the 5-element yin-yang secret, Liu was very satisfied, and he was also very serious and devoted in learning fire. After learning the basic operation of the 5-element magic, Liu summoned a fist-sized flame. Looking at the flame burning slowly at his fingertips, Liu was so proud. Unfortunately, it was only 3 seconds cool, because Liu's mana was exhausted, and the flame went out with a puff. It's really uncomfortable to run out of mana. I'd better practice quickly. My level is too low. I can't even send out a fireball. Alas. Liu sighed. 5 hours later. It's so comfortable. And my level has reached the 5th level of the human rank. It's a good feeling. Standing up, Liu stretched his body, and suddenly a crackling sound came into Liu's ears. Feeling the improvement of strength, Liu felt that his future was so bright. It's time to go see them. I wonder how their training is going. Thinking of this, Liu walked directly to the place where several elves were training. The training place of the little fire dragon. Because Liu chose a venue like Stonehenge for Butterfree, and his goal was to quickly move through the venue full of boulders without touching any stone pillars. As for Charmander, Liu also let him train in Stonehenge. At Liu's request, Charmander had to run in Stonehenge, while constantly attacking Stonehenge. When Liu arrived, Charmander was fighting with Butterfree in Stonehenge. Charmander took a somewhat unfamiliar step, chasing Butterfree in Stonehenge. In his hands, he condensed a scorching fireball and shot it at Butterfree flying in the sky. From time to time, he jumped up with the help of the surrounding boulders and grabbed Butterfree with his steel-like claws. Every time he hit a stone pillar, he would leave a very obvious finger hole. Liu didn't expect that in just a few hours, Charmander could learn a new skill, Alloy Claws, by training against the stone pillars. Butterfree was dodging Charmander's attacks with the same unfamiliar but graceful movements, and from time to time, wind blades rolled towards Charmander. The battle was intense at this time. From their battle, Liu found that Charmander and Butterfree were both practicing dodging skills intentionally, and also learning to control their own strength, developing new attacking skills, and no longer sticking to skills This discovery made Liu ecstatic, because only mythical elves can comprehend the source of power, just like Ziocean, without the constraints of skills, only the understanding and control of power. Roar. Bang bang bang. Seeing Liu coming, the two elves stopped fighting, ran to Liu, and kept shouting at Liu, as if to ask for credit. Looking at the system display, that the level experience of the two elves has increased. Charmander has reached 93% of level 9, and Butterfree has reached 72% of level 11. Liu is very satisfied. Okay, I know you two are very powerful, especially Charmander, who learned new skills so quickly. I just saw your battle performance. You did a great job. Liu stroked Charmander's warm head, looked at Butterfree flying around him, and encouraged him seriously. Now let's go and see the other partners. With that, Liu led the two Pokémons to the place where Ziocean was training. Woohoo. Feeling Liu's breath, Ziocean opened his eyes, walked to Liu, and roared in disappointment. Ziocean, don't give up. It's not easy to comprehend the essence of power. We can do it. Feeling Ziocean's disappointment, Liu knew that he had just awakened after all, and he didn't have a deep understanding of power. Naturally, it was impossible for him to make rapid progress, but even so, he couldn't easily lose his fighting spirit. Woohoo. Ziocean roared loudly, and it was obvious that Liu's encouragement was very useful. Very good, that's it. Believe in yourself. Liu was very happy that Ziocean could quickly recover his fighting spirit. Liu was full of expectations for his elves, and he would never let them give up easily because of a temporary setback. Without disturbing Cass's sleep, Liu took a look at Cass's attributes, level 11, 50%, and brought the elves to the waterfall, where Magikarp was training. After 5 hours of training, although Magikarp was exhausted at this time, he still persisted. Seeing that Magikarp's experience had reached level 11, 30%, Liu knew that Magikarp was absolutely not slacking off. At this time, Magikarp was leaping towards the waterfall with great momentum, but it was still a little short of jumping over the waterfall. Seeing Liu's arrival, as if to show his efforts to his master, Magikarp accelerated again and jumped with all his strength. At the moment, when Magikarp was about to fall in the air, Magikarp suddenly flashed with light all over his body, and the Rampage skill was activated, directly crossing the waterfall. It happily swam to the edge of the waterfall, and looked at Liu with a silly expression, which made people laugh. However, the desire in its eyes was obvious. The Magikarp is very powerful. Although you haven't yet developed the aura of a king, you already have a courageous aura. As long as you work harder and train harder, you will definitely become the king of the water. Liu saw the desire in the Magikarp's eyes, which was an emotion called dependence, and a ripple appeared in his heart. Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Hearing Liu's praise, the Magikarp jumped happily in the water, very happy. Okay, everyone has trained very hard, and it's getting late now. Let's go eat first, and then go to the battle zone, to test our training results. Do you have confidence? Liu said, after gathering all the elves. Roar. Crack. Well, I believe in everyone, but Ziocean, although you can't fight with everyone now, you can watch the battle first, and learn from the experience. There will always be a chance. Because Liu is currently only a normal level trainer, the ones he encounters in battle are also of this level, so Ziocean can't fight for the time being. After collecting a few elves in the elf ball, Liu walked out of the training room. After all, it is too ostentatious to bring a few elves, and Ziocean is there. In order to avoid accidents, Liu can only do so. There is also a restaurant in the training hall. After Liu arrived, he directly chose a private room and ordered a table of dishes. Of course, these dishes can also be eaten by elves. The food of the magical continent can be eaten by both elves and humans. Of course, there are also nutritious foods specially developed for elves, which can improve the physical fitness of elves, but the price is not something Liu can afford. After Liu asked the waiter to leave, he released a few elves, and then Liu and the elves started to eat together. After a whirlwind, the food on the table was swept away. Burp. After a full burp, Liu rested with the elf for half an hour, then he took the elf back again, walked out of the restaurant and headed towards the battle area. Thanks to the book friends, Shen Yifan, 3 recommendation votes for support, and Gigi Chan Kayang, 5 recommendation votes for support. This is a new book by a new author, and the author does not have much experience. I hope that friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment please. Chapter 27 Parkville. Battle Area. When Liu came to this battle area, he finally understood why this training hall, which looked only the size of a gymnasium from the outside, could accommodate tens of thousands of people and allow them to train and fight. It turned out that this battle area was similar to the training area, and both used the technology of opening up space. First, many arena spaces that could accommodate tens of thousands of people to watch the battle together were opened up. Then the two sides of the battle were teleported through space teleportation technology, and those who wanted to watch the battle could also be teleported, but they had to pay a fee of 100 yuan. Although they could also watch the battle through a virtual helmet, and it was still an immersive feeling, it was illusory after all, and there was no excitement in the scene. And 100 was not very expensive, and no one would feel sorry for such a small amount of money. For ordinary level battles like Liu, the viewing fee was generally very low. After all, there was nothing to see, but the battles between gym level trainers and even more powerful trainers were different. It was extremely strict to watch, and not everyone could see it if they wanted to. First of all, your strength had to reach the level of mentor level trainer, and then there was a limit on the number of people, and it could not exceed 100,000 people at most. Finally, their battle videos cannot be spread out, because at this level, each of their Pokémon is their trump card. If it is easily leaked, it will be extremely disadvantageous for the trainer. In this regard, the Alliance has strict requirements. If anyone is found to leak any battle information, they will be punished for betraying the Alliance. Without further ado, let's get back on track. The rules of this battle zone are very humane. First of all, you have to choose the Pokémon you want to fight. It can only be 1v1, 3v3, and 6v6. Of course, if you are making an appointment with someone, there is no limit to the number of Pokémon. Then, the training hall will automatically match opponents with your strength and randomly select different types of venues for battle. After that, you can teleport to the arranged battle space for park. However, there is a hidden setting here, that is, if the Pokémon you use has a water Pokémon, then generally a battlefield with a pool will be randomly generated. But if you are really unlucky, your Pokémon may be directly destroyed before it even appears. Well, it's really convenient. It's almost the same as in the game. Liu exclaimed. In that case, let's practice in a 3v3 battle. Who should I choose? Well, they are the ones. After thinking for a long time, Liu finally chose 3 elves. Under the guidance of the staff, Liu placed the elf ball on a machine similar to a computer, and then saw the computer screen scrolling continuously, and then a photo of a boy about the same age as Liu and his personal information came into view. Beep. Matching is completed. Battle space number 25, mixed venue. The battle will start in 5 minutes. Please go in time. After hearing the prompt of the computer, Liu followed the staff to the teleportation array next to it. After the staff operated it, Liu disappeared directly in the training hall. Damn, it's so spectacular. The Olympics and the like are weak compared to this. Liu came to the battle space and looked at the countless spectators sitting around him, looked at the excited expressions on their faces, and listened to. This is not, in order not to affect the battle, the voices of the audience cannot be heard during the battle, but the audience can hear the voices in the battle space. HMM. Is this my opponent? I think his name is Phil, but he's not as handsome as me. Liu secretly slandered Phil, who had arrived long ago. Phil on the other side was dressed very simply. He looked like a commoner, not a child of a family, but he gave people a sunny and optimistic feeling. Hello, my name is Phil, from Lingmu Town, Chionkin City, Kanto region. Phil on the other side introduced himself to Liu with a smile. Hello, my name is Liu, from Kingmu Town, Lanling City, Kanto region. Nice to meet you. Because the extra memory said that Liu was from Kingmu Town, Lanling City, so in order to avoid trouble, Liu introduced himself according to this memory. Well, the battle is about to start. No matter what the result is, I welcome you to visit my hometown. This is my elf machine number. You can contact me if you come. Phil looked very enthusiastic and exchanged contact information with Liu the first time they met. Okay, I'll go if I have a chance, and you can also come to my place. I also have many good places to go. Liu didn't refuse, otherwise he would seem petty. Beep, the battle begins. Both sides please take your positions. A mechanical voice came out of nowhere, and Liu was surprised again. Let's start. Come out, Vulpix. The game started, and Phil first released his first elf Vulpix. Name, Vulpix attributes, fire qualification, gold level, black iron level 12 abilities, innate skills, hypnosis, the rest are not activated, learning skills, sparks plus flash of lightning plus strange light plus guard well. Since you release the elf first, if I don't take advantage of this, I'm so sorry for you. Although Liu was also very happy about Phil's enthusiasm, the battle should be serious, and you should take advantage of it. Come out, Charmander. Although Vulpix's strength is 1 level higher than Charmander's, there is only a 3 level difference in level. Moreover, Charmander is still learning various fighting skills under the guidance of Zion and I, which is not comparable to Vulpix. Vulpix, use the strange light. Seeing that Liu also released the elves, Phil ordered directly. Hearing this, a strange vortex appeared in Vulpix's eyes, and a mysterious light shot towards Charmander. Charmander, dodge and attack directly. Liu was very confident in Charmander, so he didn't think about the consequences of not being able to dodge, but Charmander didn't let him down. Charmander rushed forward majestically, and when the attack was about to come, he jumped and turned around, miraculously passing by Vulpix's ray attack, and then rushed towards Vulpix with great momentum. After getting close, Charmander's claws instantly became as hard as ordinary steel, and attacked Vulpix directly. What? Alloy claws? Impossible. That is obviously a skill that can only be learned at the silver level. At this time, Phil was shocked when he saw Charmander's attack. No, it's impossible. This must not be the alloy claw. Vulpix, use hold. Although Phil was sure that this was not the alloy claw, he still chose to use the safest method and used hold. Hold, condenser shield to defend against the opponent's attack, which can reduce most of the damage received. Charmander, use claws continuously to break his shield. Seeing Vulpix use hold, Liu was helpless. This trick was really a scam. If the shield was not broken, no effective attack could be launched. Roar. Obviously, Charmander was also very angry about this damn shield. He roared angrily, and his metallic claws fell on Vulpix's shield one after another. At this time, Phil was even more anxious. He thought he could rely on the shield to block the alloy claws and then fight back. But who knew that Charmander's attack frequency was so fast, so that Vulpix must maintain the shield at all times. Otherwise, once the shield disappears, he will have no chance to fight back at all. But if he does not find an opportunity to fight back, then Vulpix will be consumed alive and fail. Fight. Vulpix, don't maintain the shield, use lightning flash. Phil said. Humph, you want to run, how can it be so easy? Charmander, increase the attack. Liu also saw Phil's thoughts and said directly. Roar. Charmander's offensive intensified again, and Vulpix's shield disappeared at this time, leaving Vulpix with a glowing body, trying to escape Charmander's attack. But Charmander was well prepared under Liu's command, and its alloy claws hit Vulpix directly, knocking it away in an instant, then accelerating and attacking again, attacking continuously. Thanks to book friends, Extreme Charge. 5 recommendation tickets for Shadow Maple, 2 recommendation tickets for Dream Woozin, 3 recommendation tickets for Desert Smoke, 2 recommendation tickets for Zoo and Fight District 91. Xiang, 2 recommendation tickets for Charizard, 2 recommendation tickets for Crazy, 1 recommendation ticket for the most handsome CEO, 1 recommendation ticket for book friend 201709021029431338. 1 recommendation ticket for You Falling from the Sky, 1 recommendation ticket for Newcomer and New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend and support. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28, First Battle Victory. Vulpix screamed, but was eventually defeated by Charmander's combo attack. After all, there was no chance to fight back. Liu, you are very powerful. But I have to be serious too, Phil said after taking a deep breath. Then come on. Feeling the fighting spirit emerging from Phil, Liu smiled with boiling fighting spirit. Come out. Magnemite. Name, Magnemite attributes, electricity qualification, gold level, black iron level 13 ability, talented skills, electric energy recovery, other skills not enabled, learning skills, ultrasonic wave plus electric shock plus sonic boom plus electric field. Magnemite, use supersonic boom. Phil shouted. Huh? What skill is this? Hearing Phil's order, Liu was a little confused. There was obviously no such skill in the attribute panel. But before Liu could figure out what was going on, an inexplicable wave suddenly appeared on the battle platform, and then a deafening explosion sounded, and Charmander was directly stunned. What? It's so brutal. I didn't expect that, Phil. You actually have this trick, Liu said in surprise. That's right, the so-called supersonic boom that Phil used just now is a combined attack skill of ultrasonic waves and sonic boom. First, use ultrasonic waves to fill the surrounding area with constantly reflected ultrasonic waves, and then directly use sonic boom to detonate, and the attack directly explodes. Moreover, ultrasonic waves are originally silent and invisible. Liu's Charmander has already consumed a lot of physical strength, so there is no chance at all to be KO'd directly. Liu didn't expect that Phil's little Magnetron also comprehended power and created his own moves. This is the basic requirement for breaking through the limitations of qualifications and becoming a real strong man. Phil, who was originally serious, heard Liu's surprised admiration and suddenly laughed foolishly. It's really, in that case, Butterfree, come out. That's right, the second Pokémon Liu chose was Butterfree, which takes the auxiliary route. Butterfree, telekinesis plus body, 3 series of powders take. Turns to use control. Combination skills. Liu also had it. He used 4 skills directly. He first used telekinesis to protect himself and prevent Magneto's supersonic explosion. Then he used 3 series of powders to control the field, which was enough to change the elves for abuse. Sure enough, Magneto's attack did not cause much damage at all. Instead, he was attacked by 3 series of powders and his body was shaky. Although the paralysis powder had no effect, the sleep powder and poison powder were enough for Magneto. Good job, Butterfree, put an end to him. Telekinesis attack. Liu said. The victory was already decided. Bang. Telekinesis directly followed Butterfree's rotation and continuously oppressed Magneto. At this time, Magneto was dizzy and poisoned and could not accurately counterattack. Come back, Magneto. Phil saw that Magneto was basically defeated, so he did not struggle and took it back directly. Liu, the next battle is the last one. I will not give up. Come out. Although the situation was critical, Phil was still determined. Then come, Liu said with fighting spirit. Name, arm strength attribute, fighting qualification, gold level, black iron rank 11th level ability, innate skill, iron will, other skills not opened, learning skills, down kick plus gathering energy plus hand knife plus low kick. Arm strength, iron will, low kick. Phil ordered continuously. Hey ha. With the loud shout, arm strength's muscles tightened again, giving people a feeling of bursting power. Moreover, although the 3 series powder released by Butterfree earlier was still diffused in the air, the damage to arm strength was almost negligible, and iron will was almost completely immune to abnormal conditions. HMPH, Butterfree, super absorption. And be ready to dodge arm strength's attack at any time, Liu said helplessly. Although he knew that Butterfree might be completely restrained against arm strength, Liu did not want to give up easily, and Butterfree was the same. Bang! The super absorption skill was activated, and Butterfree directly absorbed a small part of the physical strength from arm strength. but for arm strength with iron will, as long as he was not knocked down, no situation would affect him. Ha. The enhanced arm force, now with a greatly improved strength, moved to Butterfree in a blink of an eye, then leaped with all his might, and kicked Butterfree with a sweeping kick. Seeing this, Butterfree quickly flicked its wings and barely avoided the arm force's attack, but then the arm force used low altitude kicks again. Although Butterfree's steps were exquisite, it had been fighting continuously after all, and the arm force's strength had also been enhanced. As a result, Butterfree could not dodge in time, and was kicked hard, and flew backwards directly. Bang! Butterfree screamed and fainted. Originally, Butterfree was not the kind of Pokémon that was good at close combat, but a long-range Pokémon like a mage, and it was also a support type. This attack directly defeated the exhausted Butterfree. Thank you for your hard work, Butterfree. After taking back Butterfree, Liu swung his hand and a Pokéball flew out. Ah. That's right, the last Pokémon Liu chose was Cassie, who was still in that lazy look, as if she hadn't woken up yet. Cassie, sleep after the battle. Liu said helplessly. Woo. Cassie stretched, then looked at the wrist force in front of him, and without waiting for Liu's order, he teleported behind the wrist force, and then the wonderful space was activated, and the wrist force was directly imprisoned. Hey. Ha. The wrist force struggled desperately, trying to break free from the constraints of space, but at this time Cassie's attack was launched again, and the illusion attack continuously bombarded the wrist force's spirit. Even if the wrist force was determined, Cassie's mental strength should not be underestimated. In this way, the two sides fell into a stalemate, but how could Cassie let him do what he wanted? He was still thinking about going back to sleep. Cassie teleported the wrist force directly into the air, and then controlled him with telekinesis to smash him hard on the ground. Although the wrist force's defense was strong, it could not withstand such a collision. After several consecutive hits, it lost its combat effectiveness. Beep. The battle is over. Liu of King Mu Town wins. Please choose within 5 minutes. Fight again. Rematch. Return. Liu, you win. You are very powerful. I will challenge you again when I have the chance. I'm leaving first. Phil looked directly at Liu and said, well, I'll wait for you. Goodbye. Liu smiled slightly. Sure. Unlike teleporting in, after Liu chose to return, he was directly wrapped by a force and disappeared. Ding, the battle is over. Charmander won the cross-level battle and gained a total of 150 experience points, currently level 9, 96%. Butterfree gained 150 experience points, currently level 11, 75%. Cassie gained 100 experience points, currently level 12, 52%. Not bad. In that case, let's continue fighting. After Liu used the full recovery potion on the elves, he let them rest for a while, and then chose a 3v3 battle again. The battle did not stop. In this way, Liu fought with people all afternoon, and there were wins and losses during the period. Although it was very tiring, the gains were also great. In the private room of the hotel restaurant, everyone has performed very well today, so we will add more food. Let's eat. Liu announced happily. Raw. Cheer. Several elves were very happy, because they were also happy about their own improvement in strength. Although Zyoshin did not have the opportunity to play, he was also very happy about the progress of his partners, but he did not show it. Thanks to the book friends, Lin Yu, 5 recommendation votes for Jijin Chanchang, 5 recommendation votes for Monster Egg, 4 recommendation votes for Leng Wu, 3 recommendation votes for Xiangsha, 3 recommendation votes for Zioyao and Xianai, 3 recommendation votes for Ward Chai and Wishmonama Shui, 3 recommendation votes for Shangtang Lexin, 2 recommendation votes for Li Feng Bai, 1 recommendation vote for Meng Woohoo, 1 recommendation vote for a new book by a newcomer. The author does not have much experience. I hope that friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 29 Departure to New Island. After dinner, Liu returned to his room. Although Liu also thought about buying a house, he gave up the idea when he thought about the fact that he would need to travel everywhere and would not live in the house for long. Hey, after all, it's not my home. but since I'm here, I can't just go back casually. This time I have to train here for at least a week, and then go to the new island to have a look before returning to Earth. Liu decided in his heart. Well, that's it. I'm so tired, let's go to bed. Yawning, Liu, who was getting sleepy, didn't think much, and soon fell asleep. There was no conversation that night. The next day, Liu got up and asked for a lot of breakfast. After having breakfast with the elves, Liu came to the training hall. Liu's plan was to train in the morning, fight in the afternoon, and make a special training plan in the evening according to the problems found in the battle. Look, after yesterday's battle, Liu already had a training plan in his mind. Well, according to everyone's performance yesterday, there are basically no major problems, but the training of physical fitness cannot be completed in one day, so continue to train today. As for Zaocean, continue to comprehend the origin of his own power. This kind of thing cannot be completed in 1 or 2 days, so don't be anxious, calm down and take your time. And Magikarp, you continue to practice your own King's momentum, and strive to evolve as soon as possible. As for Cassie, you continue to sleep. Liu was basically very satisfied with everyone's training. But when it comes to Cassie, Liu is depressed. Although Cassie has been sleeping, he does have a great talent for fighting. He does not need Liu's excessive command to easily defeat his opponent. If he can learn some skills from everyone, his strength will definitely increase greatly. But knowing that Cassie does not like these, Liu will no longer force anything. Just let him go. After everyone went to train, Liu also began to practice. After all, his own strength cannot fall behind. When he has strength, he does not have to be as timid as he is now. In this way, Liu trained, trained, and fought every day. It kept repeating. 1 week later, Charmander, use alloy claws. Liu shouted. Roar. Charmander's steel-like claws attacked the opposite Sandshrew and knocked it down directly. Ding, the battle is over, and the winner is Liu from King Mu Town. Please choose, fight again, rematch, return, within 5 minutes, return. As soon as Liu finished speaking, his figure disappeared. Ding, the battle is over. Butterfree gained 150 experience, currently at level 16, 52%. Cassie gained 50 experience, currently at level 16, 35%. Charmander gained 150 experience, currently at level 15, 12%. The special training is finally over, and I can finally have a good rest. I'm so happy. After a week of training and fighting, Liu's Pokémon had changed their appearance and basically upgraded several levels. In addition to the above 3, Scyther has also risen to level 16, 45%. Magikarp has risen to level 16, 54%. As for Charmander, because it needs to evolve at level 16, the rest of the elves have reached level 16, and only Charmander is stuck at level 15. Because it needs to comprehend the power of evolution to evolve, Charmander's current strength is temporarily in a bottleneck period, and it is unknown when it can successfully evolve. In addition to the level, Charmander, Butterfree, and Scyther have also practiced the fighting skills very well, basically reaching the level of body following the heart, and their physical fitness has also been enhanced to a certain extent. Every time he fights with other elves, although he is sometimes defeated, Liu and his elves are not invincible, and failure is also normal. In short, Liu is still very satisfied with the performance of the elves, especially Magikarp's imposing momentum. As long as the water-based elves meet Magikarp, they will be overwhelmed by his momentum, and their combat effectiveness will naturally decrease. And once he evolves into Gyarados, the natural pressure will be even more domineering. Zaocean was also very powerful. He successfully comprehended the Nether Flame origin to 10%, the same level as the Dark origin, but the Thunder origin did not make any progress. However, even so, the comprehension of the Nether Flame origin also directly promoted Zaocean to a higher level. There was also Liu's practice. With his immaculate fairy body that had not appeared for tens of millions of years, Liu directly soared to the yellow rank 8. Converted into the level of an elf, Liu's level was also 18, which was higher than the level of all elves, except Zaocean. In short, this week, the harvest was very great, but at the same time, Liu and the others were also very tired. After a week of non-stop training and fighting, they were exhausted physically and mentally, after deciding to rest for a day, because they slept for a day and a night. The next day, Liu took the elves to the hot spring mountain next to Lanling City to enjoy it, and then had a luxurious meal, which directly cost Liu more than 100,000 yuan. Liu was so distressed. After a rest, Liu bought a lot of food and medicine that he might need, but after paying the bill, Liu found that he had become a pauper again. After a week of squandering, he only had a few 100,000 left. Next time, I won't come unless I get enough jade with tens of thousands of energy points. Otherwise, if I spend so lavishly as I do now, I will definitely be so poor that I can't even afford to eat. Liu decided secretly. Let's go. Ah. Woohoo. It's so cool. Standing on the flying skateboard, Liu chose the mode without a protective cover, because with Liu's current strength, although he can't split mountains and rocks, he can still withstand the strong wind. Standing on the flying skateboard, feeling the strong wind blowing on his face, his clothes rustling, and the scene under his feet rapidly receding, Liu seemed to be able to experience the pleasure of flying with swords in the ancient times. Diamond Coast is located to the east of Lanling City, but the distance is too far. Even if Liu uses a flying skateboard, it will take 3 or 4 hours, and it must be at the speed of sound. Helplessly, Liu had to return to the skateboard space, because Liu could not resist the gust of wind at the speed of sound. But in the skateboard space, Liu was not bored. After all, Liu could play with the tablet, which was the one he bought on Earth before coming here. 4 hours later, Liu, who was about to vomit from playing games, finally arrived at the Diamond Coast. Stepping on the soft beach, Liu found that it really looked like a war had taken place here. The entire beach looked messy, and basically all the buildings had disappeared. After checking the direction, Liu stepped directly on the flying skateboard and flew into the sea. However, I don't know if Liu was unlucky or what. He could not see the location of the new island. At this time, Liu, who was passing by a small island, suddenly discovered something and landed directly on the island. Stop, why are you bullying him? Liu really couldn't stand it, because this group of water otters actually collectively bullied a water otter that looked a little strange, but was a real one. Meow. Meow. After listening for a long time, Liu finally realized that this small island was a gathering place for water otters, and the leader of the water otters was a great sword ghost that had evolved twice. This bullied water otter was rejected by the tribe because of its different appearance. Sure enough, Liu observed carefully and found that this water otter was really strange, because his skin was not blue and white like other water otters, but blue and purple. Even the shells used as weapons were very different. Originally, water otters only had one white shell as a weapon, and only when they evolved to the double-edged pill did they have two shell weapons, but this water otter directly had two, and they were purple. Looking at the two shell-shaped weapons, Liu felt that they should be the scales of some animal, and from the faint but powerful aura emanating from the scales seemed to have a great origin. Thanks to the book friends, Extreme Charge, 5 recommendation votes for Xiangsha, 4 recommendation votes for Xiaoyao and Xianai, 3 recommendation votes for Shangtanglexin, 2 recommendation votes for book friend 119 ****, 3 recommendation votes, laughing and crying expression, 2 recommendation votes for Cherizard. 2 recommendation votes for You Falling from the Sky, 2 recommendation votes for newcomers and new books. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 30 Life and Death Crisis. Liu was also confused, so he simply used the system to identify it. However, when he saw its attributes, he was stunned. Name, Water Otter Attribute, Water, Hidden Attribute, Dragon, Qualification, Legendary Level, Black Iron Rank Ability, Talented Skills, Water Swimming. As long as there is water, the strength is increased by 20%. Enabled, Surfing, manipulate the huge waves and sweep in all directions. Enabled at level 25, Water Column Tail, use the power of water to condense a giant pillar that reaches the sky. Enabled at level 40, Fish leaping over the dragon gate, absorb the blood of a powerful dragon elf, and have the power of dragon transformation. Enabled at level 60. Learning skills. Impact. Use the body to hit. Gathering key. Concentrate momentum and increase your own attack power. Water gun. Manipulate water element to condense into a gun. Dragon scale blade. Use dragon scales to swing and cut quickly. This water otter unexpectedly absorbed the blood of a powerful dragon clan, and as a result, it mutated directly, and also possessed legendary qualifications and the talent of dragon transformation. To be honest, Liu wanted to subdue him right now, but looking at the surrounding situation, it seemed that it was not suitable to do so, so he gave up. Great Sword Ghost Clan Leader, although he is a little different from you, he is one of you after all. How can you abandon him? Liu felt that the Great Sword Ghost was too rigid. Tap, tap, ta. The Great Sword Ghost shouted excitedly. Well, okay. How about this? Let's fight, and if I win, you let him live with you. Liu suggested. Although he wanted to subdue the water otter, seeing his attachment to the tribe, Liu felt that he should help him. As for whether he could beat him, after looking at the Great Sword Ghost's attributes, Liu felt that he had a chance of winning. Name, Great Sword Ghost attributes, water qualification, gold level, gold level 42 abilities, talented skills, water swim plus surf plus king learning skills, shell combo plus revenge plus water wave plus water jet. Although the strength of this Great Sword Ghost is a little higher than Ziocean, yes, that's right, Liu wanted to use Ziocean to fight him. Although Ziocean is only level 36, he is a divine beast of the earth. Although he has not yet fully mastered his strength, Ziocean has created a special move due to his recent sudden enlightenment. Tap. The Great Sword Ghost released his aura, and he was immediately majestic. After all, he was the head of the clan, so his aura was still very powerful. Raw. But when Liu released Ziocean, the aura of the divine beast was even more fierce, and the Great Sword Ghost was directly shocked back a step. Tap. As if he was angry, because he was scared by the other party, the Great Sword Ghost directly launched an attack, and a water column with the diameter of a basketball directly hit Ziocean. Ouch. Ziocean easily dodged the attack of the Great Sword Ghost with a leap, and then Ziocean's body was filled with dark light, and the Hell transformation was activated instantly, and Ziocean directly turned into the form of a three-headed dog of hell. Ziocean, who had transformed into a three-headed hellhound, was once again more powerful. His purple-red eyes also completely turned dark black at this time, while the other two heads had one purple eye and one scarlet eye. Very good, Ziocean, use the Hell Flame. Looking at the imposing Ziocean, Liu was filled with emotion, but the battle was more important, so he had to win first, and then talk about it. That's right, because Ziocean had recently suddenly realized the essence of the Hell Flame to 10%, he could summon the Hell Flame to attack. This Hell Flame is said to burn everything. It is said that every creature that enters Hell will be burned by the Hell Flame until there is no trace of the outside world. Roar. Ziocean roared, and the head with scarlet eyes opened its mouth and directly spit out a Hell Flame with a corrosive and dark aura that shot at the Great Sword Ghost at a high speed. The Great Sword Ghost had no time to dodge, and was directly hit. Tap. The Great Sword Ghost screamed, and the surrounding water energy surged, trying to extinguish the flames on his body, but no matter how hard he tried, the flames were indeed inexhaustible, and it also brought the pain of burning his spirit. Tap. Seeing that he could not extinguish the Hell Flame, the Great Sword Ghost simply chose to attack Ziocean, trying to defeat him. Boom. Boom. Unfortunately, the Great Sword Ghost, who was entangled by the Hell Flame, could not attack accurately at all, and Ziocean was also an elf who was good at speed, so he could not attack for a long time. On the contrary, the Great Sword Ghost gradually lost his physical strength due to the burning of the Hell Flame. Great Sword Ghost, admit defeat. Otherwise you will be burned to death. Liu said, and at the same time, ordered Ziocean to take back the black flames burning on the Great Sword Ghost, because Liu did not expect Ziocean's Hell Flame to be so terrifying, as if it carried a trace of the original power, which could not be extinguished by ordinary water. Tap. Knowing that he was no match for Ziocean, the Great Sword Ghost roared unwillingly, which was considered to be admitting defeat. Here, Great Sword Ghost, you can't bully Water Otter anymore. You have to keep your word. Liu said, after throwing a bottle of all-purpose recovery potion to the Great Sword Ghost. Tap. After drinking the potion, the Great Sword Ghost was no longer as hostile to Liu as before, and made a low voice as a response to Liu. Go back quickly. Water Otter, you can live with them in the future. And remember not to eat anything randomly in the future, otherwise your current appearance will be a lesson. Liu said to the Water Otter reluctantly. Meow. Meow meow. What? You don't want to go back, you want to follow me? Really? Liu couldn't believe it. Meow. Great. In that case, we will be partners in the future. Water Otter, I will definitely take good care of you in the future. Although he didn't know why the Water Otter changed her mind and followed him, Liu thought that she was definitely much better to the Water Otter than the Great Sword Ghost and the others. Instead of letting the Water Otter continue to follow the Great Sword Ghost and the others and being unwelcome, it would be better for Liu to take care of the Water Otter. Meow. Stroking the cute little face of the Water Otter, Liu took out the Pokeball and put it in as a proof of his taming, and then released it again. Water Otter, let's work together in the future. Liu said to the Water Otter. Meow. Papa. It's really amazing. But I really want your Pokémon. What do you think? Just when Liu was happily communicating with the Water Otter, a cold voice suddenly came from the air. The voice was icy and piercing, without a trace of emotion, as if it could tear a person apart. Looking up, a young man with an evil face was standing on a fully evolved salamander, but this salamander was dark black instead of red and blue, and was full of evil aura all over his body. Who are you? Feeling the strong and evil aura of the young man, Liu secretly used the system to identify him, but asked with a vigilant look on his face. Name: Oak Strength, Champion Level 88. Introduction: one of the 6 champions of the Pluto faction. Spirit: Dark Salamander. Attributes: Dark Dragon. Qualification: None. Level: Legendary. Level 79. Abilities: Earth Shattering plus Super Impact plus Destruction Death Ray plus World Destroying Meteor plus Evil Dragon Breath plus Dark Flame plus Dark Dragon Claw. What? After reading the information, Liu's spirit was instantly tense, because this person was too powerful, so powerful that Liu had no right to resist at all. But Liu certainly could not hand Ocean over to Oak, but the current situation was very unfavorable to Liu. How about it? Are you willing? My patience is limited. Oak said impatiently. Originally, Oak came here to subdue Mewtwo, but he didn't expect that he couldn't do anything to him after fighting with him for a long time last time. I thought I would return disappointed this time, but I met this young man who actually possessed such a magical spirit. Moreover, with his 1,000 years of experience, he had never seen such a Pokémon. Not only was its strength so terrifying, but the inexplicable aura carried by the flame was so similar to the aura of the king. I promise, I'll give it to you right away, Liu said. He threw the Pokeball directly to Oak, but just when Oak was happy to take the Pokeball and wanted to release it to sea, Liu took back the Water Otter and summoned the flying skateboard and rushed away in an instant. What? Damn. You dare to lie to me, violent salamander. Chase him. I thought Liu would obediently hand over the Pokémon, but I didn't expect that he actually gave me an empty Pokeball and ran away. Humph, do you think you can run away with a flying skateboard? Wait, I'll make you pay the price. Hey, Oak said with a cruel smile. At this time, Liu was complaining in his heart. Mewtwo was not found, and he also got involved with this plague god. This guy turned out to be one of the 6 champions in the Pluto Force. Can he be more awesome? Damn it. I'll fight. If I can't escape, I'll go back to Earth and wait for him to come back in 10 days or half a month. I don't believe he will stay here forever. Liu cursed in his heart. Huh. That is, could that be New Island? Haha, there may be hope now. Just when Liu thought there was no hope, a place filled with thick fog suddenly appeared in front of him. It seemed to be an island that could be vaguely seen. Liu's eyes suddenly lit up. With hope, Liu directly stepped on the flying skateboard and rushed towards the new island, fearing that he would be caught by Oak. Liu was happy, but Oak, who was chasing after Liu, was depressed. He thought Liu would definitely not be able to escape, but he didn't expect that he would accidentally run to Mewtwo's retreat. Humph, even so, you will die. Violent salamander, speed up. Oak thought viciously. Thanks to book friends. XIU Sora. 3 recommendation votes for Charizard. 2 recommendation votes for Hurt Heart. 2 recommendation votes for newcomers and new books. The author does not have much experience and hopes that friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please ask for anything. Chapter 31 Mewtwo. On the new island. Damn, that guy is here again. What an annoying bug. Hey, it seems there is another bug. No, it's that annoying guy chasing him. Humph, in that case, I have to keep him. After feeling the breath of Oak and Liu in the underground castle, Mewtwo suddenly laughed evilly. And, stop right there. Do you want to die? Oak saw Liu really ran to Mewtwo and shouted angrily. Only a fool would stop. Liu cursed in his heart. Just when Liu wanted to continue to escape, a burst of energy suddenly acted on Liu, and then Liu disappeared directly on the skateboard. And at the moment Liu disappeared, a wave of terrifying evil dragon breath directly smashed Liu's skateboard into pieces, and metal debris flew all over the sky and fell into the sea. Buzz. Boom. But just as the attack was about to hit the new island, a white figure suddenly appeared, and with it, Liu who suddenly disappeared. Mewtwo raised one hand, and a white light shield suddenly blocked the attack. The terrifying dragon breath was instantly offset and annihilated. Mewtwo. Leave that guy to me. You know, we are a family. If it weren't for us, Hades, how could you exist? Follow us, and your strength will become even stronger. Oak tempted. Humph. You all deserve to die. Come on, if you have the ability. Stop talking nonsense. Mewtwo's eyes flashed with a fierce light, and he shouted coldly. You don't know how to show respect. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Come out. Dark Lugia. As Oak finished speaking, a black figure suddenly appeared beside Oak. It was a pitch black elf that also exuded a dark and violent aura. It was exactly the same as the water beast Lugia in the Pokémon that Liu knew, but it was evil black. Liu's heart was in turmoil at this time. If Mewtwo hadn't appeared in time, Liu would have seen God directly. But just when Liu thought he was safe, the Oak suddenly released a divine beast, which frightened Liu's heart. After all, Mewtwo was only one person, while the Oak had already released 2 elves, and they were both so powerful elves. The strength of the 2 sides was not equal. After reading Lugia's attributes, Liu suddenly whispered to Mewtwo excitedly, Mewtwo, attack Lugia's chest directly later. The dark crystal on his chest is his weakness. Name, Dark Lugia attributes, Dark Psychic qualifications, None level, Sub-God level 88 abilities, Dark Storm plus Evil Magic plus Dragon Dive Mystical Protection plus Primal Power plus Space Confinement Doom and Netherworld plus Nightmare Curse Introduction, a Lugia controlled by Hades through his power crystal. Because he does not control the power of the ocean, his strength is only at the Sub-God level, and because he is darkened by the power crystal, he has no self-meaning. HMM. Hearing Liu's words, Mewtwo glanced at the dark crystal on Dark Lugia's chest, and responded to Liu. HMPH. Dark Lugia, Dark Storm. Seeing that Mewtwo was not moved at all, Oak shouted coldly, ouch. Dark Lugia flapped its wings quickly, and Dark Tornado surged towards Liu and Mewtwo. Roll switch. As Mewtwo's power surged, the Dark Storm that was originally attacking Liu suddenly turned around and attacked Oak. Arsehole. Because the Dark Storm suddenly turned around, Oak was hit directly without reacting. Although it did not cause much damage, it became dirty and made Oak furious. Ha ha ha. Seeing this, Liu laughed loudly. HMPH. Boy, don't let me catch you, otherwise. When Oak heard Liu's naked mockery, he said viciously, Dark Lugia, Dragon Dive, Dark Salamander, Destruction Death Ray. Oak ordered repeatedly, boy, you go into my super energy space first, and come out after the battle. Mewtwo said, regardless of Liu's reaction, and teleported him directly to the super energy space. Instant amnesia. After solving his worries, Mewtwo faced the attack of 2 Dark Elves, and activated the instant amnesia skill. The 2 Dark Elves who were originally charging for attacks suddenly had confused eyes, and their skills stopped. I want to see how many times you can use it. Keep attacking. Oak ordered again. Roar. Dark Lugia and Dark Salamander used their skills one after another, attacking Mewtwo, but Mewtwo didn't seem to care at all, and his superpowers kept pouring out, and the two sides directly started fighting. Finally, Mewtwo's momentary amnesia interrupted the skills of the two Dark Elves again, and then a mental destruction was instantly sent out, directly hitting the two confused Dark Elves, and sending them flying into the sea, where they disappeared. Especially Dark Lugia. At Liu's reminder, Mewtwo specifically attacked the crystal, directly hitting the crystal that was shining with black light on its body and making it dim. Humph. Mewtwo, you're awesome today, but I won't give up. Just wait. The next time is when you become like them. After Oak threatened fiercely, he flew away directly into the air. At the same time Oak left, two elves suddenly flew out of the water and followed Oak to fly away. They were Dark Lugia and Dark Violent Salamander. From a distance, they all had wounds of varying sizes on their bodies, and even their flying was stumbling. It was obvious that they were seriously injured. HMPH. You ran fast. Come out. Boy. Looking at Oak's gradually disappearing back, Mewtwo's eyes flashed with a fierce light, and then Mewtwo directly released Liu. Mewtwo, what happened? Are you okay? Liu, who was bored in the super energy space, came out, looked at the dilapidated surroundings, and asked. It's okay. But you are in trouble. Tell me, why did you bring that person to me? Mewtwo shouted. I was just running away randomly. Who knew you would be here? Of course Liu couldn't tell the truth. Otherwise who knows if Mewtwo will kill him. With his 5 power combat power, he will be killed instantly. Then you can leave now. Humans are not welcome here. Mewtwo said coldly. No, I can't leave now. What if he ambush me outside? I will be miserable, and my flying skateboard is also broken. How can I leave? Liu said hurriedly. Humph. Whatever you want. But don't get close to the center of the island. Otherwise Mewtwo didn't say much, left a threatening word, and then teleported away. However, at the moment when Mewtwo disappeared, Liu used the system identification on him. Seeing Mewtwo's attributes, Liu finally understood why he could defeat Oak when he was fighting two people alone, because Mewtwo's skills are simply cheating. Name, Mewtwo attributes, Psychic type, Fighting type, Qualification, Mythical level, Sub-God level 89 ability. Thanks to book friends, Extreme Charge, 10 recommendation votes Shyanksha, 4 recommendation votes Monster Egg, 4 recommendation votes Myo's Aunt, 4 recommendation votes book friend 119 asterisk asterisk asterisk, 3 recommendation votes Zufu, 2 recommendation votes Newcomer and New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 32. The Darkness Emerges. Name, Mewtwo attributes, Psychic type, Fighting type, Qualification, Mythical grade, Demigod level 89 abilities, Psychic control, understand the origin of Psychic, and control the power of Psychic. 90%, attribute control, can use Psychic power to manipulate the changing power of attributes. 80%, self-created skills, illusion armament, use the illusion Psychic power to condense a powerful weapon with an unbreakable defense. Deception space, use the illusion Psychic power to create an illusion space, making the enemy in it lose themselves. Self-recovery, use Psychic power to recover most of the injuries. Instant amnesia, directly make the opponent's skills unable to activate. Mysterious power, borrow unknown power to enhance one's own strength. Mental destruction, use mental power to bombard the opponent's mind and cause mental damage. Psychic space, the space opened up by Psychic power, the enemy's strength in this space will be reduced, and the strength of oneself will increase. Liu did not expect that Mewtwo would comprehend the origin of his own power to this extent, and was about to break through to become a real divine beast, and he also created so many powerful skills. Liu's surprise aside, when Liu was using the system to identify Mewtwo, who teleported back to the underground castle, seemed to sense something and fell into a stagnation. I don't know what he remembered. Interlude. Boom. Bang. You humans all deserve to die. Looking at the people fleeing in panic and the destroyed buildings around him, Mewtwo sneered. Stop it. Mewtwo, they are not wrong. It's those people who are wrong. Just as Muto was about to continue to vent his anger, a mysterious old man suddenly appeared in front of him. Who are you? Why are you stopping me? Those humans all deserve to die. All deserve to die. Muto looked at the old man in front of him with a vast aura like the stars, and said with fear, I just can't bear to see you fall. Let go. Don't be stubborn. The old man advised. Then tell me, why do I exist? Why do I appear in this world? Why was I created? Why? Muto had no choice but to shout angrily. Everything exists for a reason. Don't be too obsessed with anything. Just be yourself. Isn't that enough? The old man looked at Muto's angry expression and said slowly, no. Why was I created? It's all because of those humans. Damn it, I'm going to kill them. The angry Muto's eyes were full of blood again, and his hands accumulated attacking moves again. Suddenly, superpowers surged around him, and even the weather seemed to be implicated and covered with dark clouds. Sleep well. When you really understand, you will wake up again, and then you will know the meaning of your existence. The old man waved his hand, and the powerful energy on Muto was instantly annihilated into nothingness, and then disappeared directly. When he appeared again, he was already above the sea, and fell into a sleeping state in an underground castle on a small island. Another interlude. Ugh, my head hurts. Where is this? Muto, who woke up again, felt the surrounding environment and wondered. HMPH. Do you think I will give up like this? Those hateful humans will definitely pay the price. Muto said coldly. Although he said so, there was no bloodthirsty light in Muto's eyes. Thinking of the things that the old man told him before he fell asleep, Muto seemed to understand something, but he would not show it easily because he was so proud. End of the flashback. The old guy's aura. Could it be his descendant? No, that old guy has reached that level. How could he accept any apprentice? Muto thought doubtfully. Well, I have nothing to do, so I might as well follow him out for a while. Maybe I can meet that old guy again. It just so happens that matter has to be settled. I'm still a little powerless with my own strength. And anyway, human Pokeballs can't trap me, so I don't have to worry about anything. That little guy is so weak, I can leave whenever I want. And those people will definitely not give up this kid easily. It's just right to follow him. Not only can I find that old guy, but I can also meet Pluto's people. Wait, I will definitely make them pay a heavy price when I meet them next time. Muto's eyes flashed with a fierce light, and then he teleported to Liyu's side. At this time, Liyu was looking at the attributes and sighing at the strength of Muto. Seeing Muto suddenly appear, he was shocked. Muto, why did you suddenly appear? I was scared to death. Liyu complained. Boy, I'll give you a chance. I want to follow you. You take me out to see the outside world. How about it? Muto said shockingly. What? You want to follow me? Liyu, who had just calmed down, was shocked again. That's right. What? Don't you want to? With me protecting you, you don't have to worry about that annoying guy. Muto tempted. Okay. But why? Although Liu was very willing for Muto to do so, he still asked in confusion. You don't need to ask more about this. You don't need to know. Muto said lightly. Okay then. But this. Liu took out the Pokeball and hesitated. HMPH. Use it. Anyway, this thing can't trap him, but in order to make Liu feel at ease, Muto snorted coldly and agreed. Pop. The Pokeball flashed, and Muto was directly collected, and then appeared in front of Liu again. Ding, the first stage of the mission, to capture the divine pet is completed, and 20,000 points are awarded, 2 epic qualification upgrade cards, 3 diamond qualification upgrade cards, 10,000 energy card, and 10,000 points are automatically deducted. The loan points have been repaid. Great, Muto, we will be partners from now on. Let's work hard together. Seeing that the task system has issued rewards, Liu, who thought he had captured Muto, said excitedly. Partner? It seems that I haven't felt this feeling since that guy retired. Hearing Liu's excited words, Muto's heart couldn't help but ripple. Muto, let's meet everyone. Liu released the remaining Pokémon and introduced them to both parties. Charmander and other Pokémon saw that there was such a powerful partner joining them, and they immediately looked at Mewtwo with admiration. Even the cold and arrogant Zyoshan had a yearning light in his eyes. Watching Mewtwo playing with everyone, Liu felt that he had actually conquered Mewtwo, just like a dream. He just didn't know that this was Mewtwo's plan, but maybe one day it would come true. Mewtwo, I'm going back to my original home now. You guys go back first. I'll let you out when I get back, Liu said to Mewtwo and other Pokémon. Okay. Although Mewtwo was puzzled by what Liu meant, he didn't ask, and the other Pokémon would not object. Return. Seeing that Mewtwo agreed, Liu took back all the Pokémon and chose to return directly. A flash of light flashed, and Liu's figure disappeared directly on the new island. And not long after Liu left, Oak suddenly returned to the new island again, and with him came a charming and enchanting woman who gave people a sense of evil. Although he looked young, looking at the Pokémon riding under the woman's feet, it was definitely not an easy person to deal with, because that Pokémon was none other than the Phoenix King. No, it was the Dark Phoenix King, or the Dark Phoenix, which was more appropriate. Then her identity is obvious. Yes, she is Meow, who is one of the 6 champions of Hades, just like Zumu. Zumu, where is the Mewtwo you mentioned? Meow said coldly. I don't know. He was here just now. He must have run away with that guy. Hearing Meow's cold words, Zumu broke out in a cold sweat. Although they are both one of the 6 champions, Zumu is actually ranked last, while Meow is ranked first. A woman is ranked first among the 6 champions of Hades, so you can imagine her strength. Humph. Trash. What's the use of you? Let's go. Zunwang hasn't contacted us for a long time. We have to go back quickly to avoid any trouble. Meow glanced at Zumi coldly, still as cold as before, but when she mentioned Zunwang, her tone was full of respect, admiration, and admiration. Yes, yes, yes. It's just that these elves on the island. Zumu asked cautiously. HMPH. Trash is trash. These elves are not to mention their qualifications. The most powerful ones are only at the legendary level. And as a champion level strongman, where is your dignity? Let those cowards come. Hades raised them, and they have to give everything for Hades. Otherwise, what use does Hades have for them? Seeing the look of Gwumyu, Meyu couldn't help but feel disgusted. The champion had such bad character. Even if the Hades forces were not recognized by the people of the mainland, in Meyu's heart, the pursuit of the Hades forces was always correct. Although those subordinates were not well behaved in private, Meyu only regarded them as cannon fodder and slaves. Only the top leaders were managed by Meyu the most attentively, and Gwumyu was the most greedy and afraid of death among the entire top leaders, but with monstrous desires. In this regard, although Meyu was disgusted in her heart, the champions of Hades were limited after all, so she could only let it go, but she never gave Gwumyu a good face. Newcomer and new book, the author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment please. Chapter 33, Sentimental Party. Earth, Liu's Villa. I'm finally back. I wonder if Fifi and the others have contacted me these days. Liu thought with some worry. After all, there has been no news for several days. Liu is worried that Shilinfi and a few brothers will worry about him, which is Liu's fault. Let's call and let them know that I'm safe. Liu thought it would be better to call them one by one, so Liu began a long journey of making phone calls. Fortunately, although everyone is worried, it still worked out. Alas, when will this end? Liu lamented. I'm going to graduate in another month, and then I won't have to go through so much trouble. But now I'll have to think about what to do with tomorrow's party. I have to lie again, so tangled. Thinking that graduation is coming soon, Liu is not so worried, but when he thinks of the party he arranged on the phone just now, Liu's head hurts. No words were spoken that night. In the morning, Liu, who was sleeping soundly, suddenly felt his nose itchy, and then, Liu, who was awakened by his own sneeze, saw a beautiful person beside the bed. As soon as he woke up, it was she who had tortured him awake with her own black hair. However, Liu's attention was not on the problem of being woken up, but on the whiteness in front of him. It turned out that Shi Linfei lay directly on the bed to tease Li Yu, so the spring scenery on her chest could not help but be exposed, and Li Yu almost drooled. HMPH. Feeling Li Yu's gaze, Shi Linfei looked in the direction, and her pretty face flushed immediately, and she snorted at Li Yu angrily. Fei Fei, you're here. Li Yu, who was already stimulated and hot in his heart, hugged Shi Linfei in his arms after seeing Shi Linfei's charming look, and his hands could not help but wander on her body. Ah. Li Yu, you, ah. Suddenly being caressed by Li Yu like this, Shi Linfei screamed and then softened in Li Yu's arms, letting him do whatever he wanted. HMPH. At the table, Shi Linfei snorted in dissatisfaction. Fifi, you have a good figure. Li Yu teased with a smile. You still said that. I will ignore you. Shi Linfei pretended to be angry, but she was actually very shy in her heart. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Fifi, please forgive me. Knowing that Shi Linfei was thin-skinned, and that Li Yu had just taken advantage of her, he quickly apologized. Forget it this time, but if you do that next time, I will really ignore you. Thinking of the previous experience, Shi Linfei's face turned red again. By the way, Fifi, my brother and I have an appointment to have dinner together tonight. You can come too. Li Yu said. Okay then. Thinking of how she had been with Li Yu for so long, and had only had one meal with Li Yu's brothers, Shi Linfei felt that it was important to build a good relationship with them. After all, they were considered Li Yu's parents. Thinking of this, Shi Linfei's pretty face turned red again, but fortunately Li Yu was eating with his head down and didn't see it. Otherwise, he would tease her again. Boy, where is this? After Shi Linfei left, Xiaomeng ran out directly, sensing the unfamiliar environment around him, and his intuition told him that this was no longer the magic continent. Ah, here. This is my home, the home of Earth. In fact, we have left the magic continent, but we can still go back. By the way, Xiaomeng, because this is not the magic continent, you can't appear in front of others in your current appearance, which will cause a lot of trouble, so you'd better cover your face. Thinking of Xiaomeng's arrival on Earth, it is easy to cause chaos and bad influence, Li Yu hurriedly explained to Xiaomeng. Oh, I see. Although Mutuo didn't show much expression on the surface, he was thinking about what the old man was up to in his heart. However, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't figure it out. By the way, Mutuo, can you help me? Suddenly thinking of the other two artifacts hidden in the deep sea and buried deep underground, Li Yu felt that if Mutuo helped, it would be easy to get them. However, although Li Yu had subdued Mutuo, he still felt unfamiliar with Mutuo. Well, tell me. Mutuo responded. Well, I just want you to take me to the deep underground and the bottom of the sea to get something. I don't have the strength to go there myself, but it's actually a piece of cake for you. Li Yu explained. Well, just tell me when you want to go. By the way, I want to go out and take a look. Don't look for me. I'll be back soon. After that, without waiting for Li Yu to react, Mutuo disappeared without a trace. Ah, this guy's too impulsive and didn't even discuss it with me, Li Yu said angrily. But Li Yu didn't think about it. Even if Mutuo discussed it with him, could he refuse? The answer is no, so there is no need. In the private room of Shai and Shangrenjian, Li Yu has been sleeping in the villa since Mutuo left. Because of the continuous training before, Li Yu was really exhausted and needed a good rest. As a result, it was evening when he slept. Li Yu got up quickly when he saw the time. He drove to pick up Shi Linfei and then met at the agreed place. This time they did not choose a food stall because they were about to graduate and it was a good gathering, so they made an appointment at Xian Shangrenjian. Xiao, I called you so many times, why didn't you answer? Seeing that Li Yu hurried over now, the eldest brother Gao Feng said dissatisfiedly. That's right. Second brother, you won't be at home with your sister-in-law. The fourth brother Linji joked. Ah, you bastard, what are you talking about? Am I that kind of person? You should be talking about you. Linji's words made Shi Linfei blush with shame, causing Shi Linfei to pinch Li Yu secretly, causing Li Yu to grimace in pain, causing Li Yu to retort in dissatisfaction. Ha ha ha. Seeing Li Yu's embarrassing look, everyone laughed, and the atmosphere gradually became lively. Okay, brothers, we will graduate in another month, and 4 years will pass in a blink of an eye. I don't know if we can see each other again. Let's have a good drink today, the eldest brother said with emotion. Brother, don't be so pessimistic. Look, the second brother has bought a house in Lanjiang, and the third brother's house is in Lanjiang. It doesn't matter where I am. As long as you are also in Lanjiang, then we can meet anytime, right? The fourth brother Linji said. Yes, boss, I have decided to live in Lanjiang permanently. After graduation, I plan to bring my parents over. Li Yu also agreed. Yes, my home is right here. Don't think too much, big brother. Hearing what Li Yu and Lin Ji said, Sun Bufan also nodded. Okay, then I've decided to find a job in Lanjiang. If I don't do well in the future, you have to help me. Hearing what Li Yu and Lin Ji said, Gao Feng also understood that he was just getting too hung up on himself. Why are you talking so much? Drinking is for fun. Xiaoyu said with a big wave of his hand. Yes, drink. Hearing Xiaoyu come out to smooth things over and ease the atmosphere, Gao Feng said along the way. Come on, drink. I wish us a bright future, and that the eldest brother and the eldest sister-in-law will live happily together forever. And I wish the second brother and the second sister-in-law will have a baby soon. Before Li Yu finished speaking, Lin Ji suddenly interrupted. Li Yu was speechless. Ha ha ha. Lin Ji's joke immediately ignited the atmosphere, but it was Li Yu who suffered. Shilin Fu's finger-pinching magic is not something that ordinary people can bear. Thanks to the book friends, Extreme Charge, 5 recommendation votes, 4 recommendation votes Monster Egg, 4 recommendation votes Xiangsha, 4 recommendation votes, 3 recommendation votes Pluto, 3 recommendation votes Xiu Sora, 3 recommendation votes Charizard, 2 recommendation votes Meng Mizi, 1 recommendation vote Newcomer New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 34 Odin Counter Mission. Burp. Let's drink. Second brother, I toast. I toast. After an unknown amount of time, even Gao Feng was completely drunk. Look at you. You're already drunk, and you're still drinking. Xiaoyu complained, while supporting Gao Feng. Haha, brother is happy today. It's good to be drunk. Li Yu said with a smile. Yeah. Since Gao Feng and I moved out, we haven't had such a good gathering so many times. Xiaoyu sighed. Yeah. My family has been urging me to get married, asking me to go back, to accompany her all day, but I don't like that girl at all. Sun Bufan said helplessly. Just be content. I still don't have a close friend. Linji retorted. If you have a close friend, that's a ghost. With your flirtatious personality, how can you have a close friend? Li Yu said in a disapproving tone. Okay. Don't criticize Linji. He just doesn't like being bound. But Linji, you have to change too. Xiaoyu advised. Yes. I will. It's getting late. I'll take your eldest brother back first. You see he gets drunk when he's happy. Oh. Xiaoyu sighed helplessly. Sister-in-law, I'll take you back. Third brother, fourth brother, you can go together. Li Yu said. Okay. Second brother, we'll go first. Remember to be restrained tonight. After Linji teased Li Yu, he directly dragged Sun Bufan away. Yes. Then thank you for your help. Xiaoyu said. It's okay. Sending people back. Fei tonight. After sending the eldest brother back, Li Yu looked at Shilin Fei ambiguously. HMPH. Shilin Fei snorted delicately, without refutation. Li Yu laughed and carried Shilin Fei upstairs. Li Yu, no, can I wait until after we get married? Shilin Fei held down Li Yu's mischievous hands and pleaded. Okay. But, seeing Shilin Fei's pitiful eyes, Li Yu had no choice but to give up the plan to eat Shilin Fei, but it's still okay to touch and kiss. Li Yu's evil smile. What are you doing? Shilin Fei exclaimed. Give you a massage. Without waiting for Shilin Fei to speak, Li Yu did whatever he wanted and suddenly became extremely fragrant and full of spring colors. No words for the whole night. The next morning. Fifi, you woke up a long time ago. Li Yu smiled and looked at Shilin Fei who had just got up. Humph. Don't let go of your hands. Pervert. Seeing Li Yu's appearance of getting the upper hand and still acting cute, Shi Linfei snorted. Get up later. Li Yu reluctantly let go and simply pretended to sleep like this while his hands kept stroking the soft big white rabbit. Li Yu, you're going to die. Feeling Li Yu's mischievous hands, Shi Linfei screamed and bit Li Yu's arm directly. The scream was so high that it scared a bunch of early birds to death. HMPH. Seeing Li Yu sitting on the chair opposite with resentment, looking at her while eating with grievance, Shi Linfei snorted coldly and turned her head away. Fifi, it hurts so much. Please have pity on me. Li Yu said with an expression that I was in pain. Are you okay? Let me see. As she said that, Shi Linfei walked to Li Yu's side with worry. Just when Li Yu thought that Shi Linfei was going to compensate herself, Shi Linfei hit Li Yu hard again at the place where she was bitten. Screams rose again, and I don't know how many late birds died. HMPH. Let's see if you dare to do that to me in the future. Shi Linfei returned to her seat and said proudly. Woo woo. Domestic violence. Li Yu screamed in pain. Eat. Li Yu, why are you leaving again? You've only been back for one day. Shi Linfei complained when she heard that Li Yu was going out again. Okay, Fifi, after we come back this time, we will graduate. Then I will take you home to see my parents and my sister. How about that? Li Yu was also helpless, but in order to avoid more trouble, he could only go and get the things early. Isn't it too sudden? I'm not ready yet. Besides, who promised to marry you? Although Shi Linfei said so, she was thinking about how to improve her favorability in front of Li Yu's parents. Do you think I will let you go? As she said that, Li Yu hugged Shi Linfei tightly. You dare. Be careful or I will call the police. Shi Linfei felt sweet in her heart when she heard Li Yu's overbearing words. Okay, I will send you home first, and then leave. You must take good care of yourself when I'm not around, okay? Li Yu said. I'm not a child. Yes, my Fifi is the biggest. Li Yu said with a sly smile. Li Yu. Sending someone away. Oh, it's a pity for the flying skateboard. It's really not fun to drive it like this now. Li Yu complained while driving on the highway. I must buy another one next time, otherwise it will be too inconvenient to travel. Li Yu was driving absent-mindedly when suddenly several black sports cars were chasing a blue sports car in front of him. Then, with a bang, a sports car next to him exploded, scaring Li Yu to stop with an emergency brake. Damn. I'm going to die. What the hell is going on? I'm going to die. Li Yu, who escaped a disaster, looked at the 5 or 6 black sports cars in front of him and was very dissatisfied because if they hadn't chased the sports car, there would be no explosion. Just this sight stunned Li Yu's eyes. I saw that next to the blazing sports car, after the smoke dissipated, 2 gangs were confronting each other with swords drawn, as if they didn't see the exploded sports car. One of the gangs was 4 young men with extraordinary temperament, but they were in a disadvantageous position at this time. They were surrounded by a group of men in black. From the aura revealed by those men in black, Li Yu was sure that they were not kind people, because their evil aura made Li Yu very uncomfortable. Thinking that it was better to have less trouble than more, Li Yu was about to leave the place of trouble like those drivers who avoided it from a distance, but an unexpected system prompt sounded, and Li Yu had to give up the idea of leaving. Ding, passive task, rescue, is triggered. Please complete it in time. Task name, rescue task requirements, ensure that the lives of the 4 people are not threatened until they safely escape the pursuit of the men in black. Task rewards, items, void crystal asterisk 1 skill card, void hunting blade asterisk 1 failure penalty. Man, isn't this forcing me to complete it? Seeing that the task reward is so generous and there is no penalty for failure, Li Yu was very excited. Because according to the introduction of the system, if this void crystal is absorbed by an elf with relatively corresponding attributes, it will greatly enhance the elf's talent and qualifications, and even awaken new talent skills. Of course, even if the attributes match, it cannot be absorbed casually. There are also requirements for the strength of the elves, at least gold level. Otherwise, not only can the void crystal not be absorbed, but it will also be backfired and damage its talent and qualifications, and its strength will drop sharply. The Void Hunting Blade is a skill card that can only be learned by the elves that absorb the void crystal. Even if the elves do not awaken their talent skills after absorbing the void crystal, this skill card can be regarded as a skill included. Forget it, let's give it a try. If it doesn't work, just let Cassie take me away. In the end, Liu couldn't resist the temptation and decided to give it a try. Of course, this was a decision he made when he was sure of getting out of the situation. Boom. In an instant, the roar of the sports car resounded in all directions. Liu drove the sports car directly and rushed towards the man in black at a high speed. When the men in black saw Liu's desperate behavior, they were immediately scared to death and scattered to avoid Liu's sports car. Even if their strength is not low, they can't withstand such a collision. But what made the black-clothed men vomit blood was that after Liu ran to the four young men like a flying bird, he stopped directly, then asked the four to get in the car, and fled away again like a flying bird. Asshole. Damn it. Quick, get in the car and chase them. If we let them run away, what can we do to explain to the leader? A black-clothed man who seemed to be the leader shouted angrily. Yes. The other black-clothed men did not dare to neglect it, and quickly got in the car. Suddenly, 5 or 6 black sports cars sped and chased Liu. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35 Mission completed. In Liu's car. Hey, who are you? Why did you save us? After sitting in the car and being silent for a long time, the only beautiful woman among the 4 young people asked first. Although the other 3 did not speak, they all looked at Liu in confusion. Obviously, they were also very curious about this question. What was Liu doing? Before asking others, don't you know that you should introduce yourself first? Liu did not answer, but asked back. After saving them just now, Liu had used the system to identify their information. Although he was surprised at their background, how could he explain this reason? It is obviously impossible to say that Liu accepted the task of the system. Humph. My name is Feng Wu. If you hadn't saved us, I wouldn't tell you my name to such a person. The beautiful woman said arrogantly. Long Ao, Beijing Shen, Zuan Wuang. The other 3 also said concisely. Hello. My name is Liu. As for why I saved you, just think of it as I can't stand those people. Liu said. You. Boom. Before Feng Wu could say anything else, Liu suddenly accelerated the sports car, and then there was a loud explosion from the back. It turned out that when Liu and the others were talking, the man in black drove a sports car and caught up with them and directly shot a missile at them because their leader did not require them to be caught intact as long as they were not dead. These bastards. Hey, Liu, can you drive faster or we will be dead? Feng Wu said angrily. I wanted to, but I can't do anything about my car. Liu was helpless. He thought that this Kuangwu, which was given as a gift when he bought a villa, was okay to drive, but now it was like a toy in front of the black-clothed man's sports car. Damn it. Brother Long, why don't you use that one? Otherwise, when Uncle Long and the others come, they will just collect our bodies. Zuan Wuang said anxiously to the young man Long Ao who was in the lead. Yes, Brother Long. Beijing Shen also agreed, but that thing is, okay, just do as Wuang said, saving your life is the most important thing now. Feng Wu wanted to say something, but was interrupted by Long Ao. Although she agreed with Feng Wu and Long Ao didn't want to use that thing, she had to do it now. What the hell? So mysterious. Listening to the conversation between the 4 of them, Liu was like watching a play, driving and muttering in his heart. Hash asterisk and AMP, amp. Suddenly, Long Ao had an ancient scroll with a powerful aura in his hand, and then he chanted a mysterious and strange spell. As the spell was activated, the scroll suddenly shone brightly, almost blinding Liu's eyes. Liu closed his eyes quickly, but when he opened his eyes again, he was shocked by the scene he saw. because at this time, the 5 or 6 black sports cars that were chasing the car had disappeared without making a sound, and the deep pit on the ground that appeared was at least tens of meters deep. Damn. Too brutal. It's really a full strength attack from a heavenly rank expert, so brutal. Although Liu had also witnessed the battle between Mewtwo and Oak, he was taken into the super energy space at that time, so he didn't see it directly, but now he has experienced it in person, and the feeling is different. Dragon Blood Destruction Scroll, a skill scroll created by an Emperor rank expert using his blood essence to carve and seal it, which can launch a full strength attack from an Emperor rank peak expert. It seems that, although these guys are only at the Zuan rank, they are very valued in the family. Liu had used the system to identify their information before, so he knew their strength and family. But Liu didn't expect that their status in his family was so high that they could even get this kind of scroll. This was a scroll that the Emperor level strongman spent his blood and cultivation to carve. Who else would be willing to give it to him if they were not close relatives? However, this scroll was not too bad, because after system identification, Liu found that except for the leader, who was at the earth level, each of the other black clothed men had the strength of the mysterious level, that is to say, at least 10 or 20 mysterious levels were killed at once. You know, among these hidden forces nowadays, the mysterious level is already the mainstay, the earth level is the elite, and as for the heaven level, it is basically in existence. But now among these black clothed men, only one leader has the strength of the earth level, so it can be imagined that the strength of the leader they are talking about is at least the spirit level. If Long Ao hadn't used the scroll, it would not be difficult for Liu to complete this task, but it would be almost impossible. With Liu's yellow level strength and Long Ao and other 4 mysterious levels, even the younger brother of the other party couldn't do it, let alone the earth level leader. However, these have little to do with Liu, because the mission was completed perfectly. As for whether they were sad or not, it had nothing to do with Liu. At this time, he was driving and looking at the mission rewards with a silly smile. Ding, the rescue mission completion reward has been issued. Please check it yourself. Hey, where are we going next? Seeing that the 4 people were silent, as if they were regretting the scroll, Liu asked helplessly. Whatever. No, go to Changbei Mountain. Feng Wu said absent-mindedly at first, and then reacted instantly. Hey, Changbei Mountain, what are you going there for? Hearing that they were also going to Changbei Mountain, Liu asked curiously. Why are you asking so many questions? Just drive your car. Feng Wu shouted. Damn it. This is my car, okay. Too arrogant. Seeing that Feng Wu obviously didn't want to say more, and treated herself like this, and the 3 people were silent, and pretending to be deep, Liu felt helpless in his heart. It was all his fault that he fell when he saw the temptation, and ended up being a coolie. Driving. After a day of long journey, Liu and his companions finally arrived at the small town at the foot of Changbei Mountain. After a day of getting along, although they concealed a lot of things from Liu still learned a piece of news from clues. That is, they are also looking for some very important things. As for whether the destination is the same place, Liu thinks that it is not surprising. But even so, Liu has no intention of retreating, because Liu has no worries. Although they may have a strong man of the heavenly rank, Liu thinks that such a strong man should not show up easily. At most, he is about the same earth rank as the leader of the men in black. And once there is danger, Liu can still resist for a while with Zaocean. If it doesn't work, Liu simply lets Cassie take him away by teleporting. Although Cassie's level is not high, he can control teleportation easily. Liu, if you have something to do, you can leave first. I will thank you for saving my life another day. It's just that we have to do something here, and they are not in a good mood, so. Feng Wu thanked Liu. Yeah, I understand. But actually I also want to come here, so I won't go anywhere else for the time being. Liu explained. Although Liu didn't want to get involved with them, after all, the black-clothed man was many times stronger than Liu, and Liu was afraid of trouble. But there was only one hotel in this town, so he had no choice. Would Liu have to live on the streets? Ah. That's great, I can just treat you to a meal to thank you. Feng Wu said happily. Obviously she valued Liu's life-saving grace very much. Yeah. How could Li Yu refuse the kindness of the beautiful woman? Although Li Yu already had Shilin free, he just had a meal and had no other thoughts. Thanks to the book friends, girl you are so bright at 3 recommendation votes book friend 119 ****. 3 recommendation votes the most handsome CEO, 1 recommendation vote you falling from the sky, 1 recommendation vote newcomer and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 36 The 4 Holy Families of China. Uncle Long, Uncle Zuan, Uncle Bei, Aunt Feng, I finally see you. Just as they were about to go to dinner, Feng Wu suddenly rushed behind Li Yu excitedly. When Li Yu turned around, he saw 4 middle-aged people, 3 men and 1 woman, appearing behind Li Yu. Feng Wu was crying in the woman's arms at this time. After all, she was a teenage girl. Even if she was a child of a big family, she would still be a little scared after experiencing a life and death crisis. Among the 4 people, the one in the lead was domineering and gave people an unquestionable sense of dominance. It can be seen that he has been in a high position for many years. After Li Yu's identification, it was found that his name was Longbow and his strength was level 9. The person on the left behind Longbow had a restrained breath, but there was a faint wind and thunder. Of course, this was Li Yu's special feeling as a cultivator. Ordinary people would only think that the other party was not easy to mess with. This person was named Bei Yin, and his strength was level 3. The man on the right was majestic and strong, with knotted muscles, giving people a feeling of being as steady as a mountain and immovable. His name was Zuan Zhang, and his strength was level 2. The middle-aged woman who was holding Feng Wu to comfort her was as gentle as water and as ethereal as smoke. Although she was past her prime, time had made her develop a unique, mature and sexy charm. Her name was Feng Ruan, and her strength was level 3. Aoa, how are you guys? The message said that you were besieged by the Dark Alliance before. Why did you? The middle-aged man in the lead walked up and asked Long Ao. Uncle Long, we were indeed besieged, but thanks to Li Yu who rescued us. But later we were caught up again. So Long Ao had to use the scroll, and then we came here. Feng Wu wiped the tears from her eyes and said, Second uncle, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have been so willful to come here, otherwise we wouldn't have to use the scroll. You punish me. Long Ao blamed himself. Uncle Long, don't blame Brother Long. I was the one who suggested Brother Long to use that scroll. I should be punished. Zuan Wuang took the initiative to take responsibility. I'm also responsible. Beijing Shen also said, ha ha ha. As a child of my 4 saints family, you must be brave and move forward. If the enemy is in front, even if you sacrifice your life, as long as you can bite off a piece of their flesh, it is worth it. What's more, you not only killed so many bastards of the Dark Alliance, but also saved your own life. Why should I punish you? Hearing the words of the 4 people, Longbow suddenly laughed. Long Ao, you don't have to blame yourself. For the family, you are the most important. Since the scroll is given to you for your safety, your second uncle will not blame you. Feng Ruan smiled lightly. Zuan Zhang and Bei Yin smiled at Long Ao and others. Although they didn't say anything, there was only concern in their eyes, no blame. For their 4 saints family, talent is the most important, because they are born with the blood of the 4 sacred beasts. This kind of gifted blood has improved their qualifications and strength on the one hand, but on the other hand, it also limits their chances of giving birth to the next generation. Just like the dragons in Western mythology, they are extremely powerful, but it is difficult for them to produce offspring. It is precisely because of this reason, coupled with the fact that Long Ao and others are gifted elites in the family, that Longbow's performance makes sense. Thank you, second uncle. Seeing Longbow nod, Long Ao said excitedly. Thank you, Uncle Long. Feng Wu and the other 2 also said happily. Okay. Don't make fun of us. This handsome boy is still watching. Suddenly Feng Ruan brought the topic to Li Yu. Yes, Uncle Long, if it weren't for Li Yu this time, we wouldn't have escaped intact. Feng Wu heard what Feng Ruan said. Although she was a little uncomfortable with what the handsome boy said, she was still very grateful to Li Yu in her heart. Second uncle, let me introduce you. This is Li Yu. He rescued us from the encirclement. Although he was caught up again later, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have gotten rid of the Dark Alliance so smoothly. Although Long Ao has a proud personality, he still agrees with Li Yu, because he thinks that Li Yu, an ordinary person, can take the initiative to rescue them in that situation, and Long Ao is also very grateful. Oh, Li Yu. Hearing Long Ao and Feng Wu's repeated praise of Li Yu, Longbow also became interested. In addition, he did save Long Ao and others, so he became even more curious. After looking at Li Yu carefully for a while, Long Ao seemed to have discovered something, and a gleam flashed in his eyes, but there was no ripple on the surface. He just smiled and said, "Thank you, my friend. If you don't mind, you can come to my Kyoto Long family as a guest in the future. It's okay. It's just a little effort." Li Yu was looked at by Longbow, as if she was a naked girl, and her details were all seen. She didn't dare to look directly into his eyes. Haha. Seeing Li Yu's appearance, Feng Ruan suddenly laughed, which immediately attracted the attention of all men. Although Feng Ruan is middle-aged, she has never been married. Moreover, her mature aura, along with her smile, makes her look charming. HMPH. Feng Wu saw that Li Yu was also attracted by her gaze, and she snorted in dissatisfaction for some reason. Everyone was watching, but seeing that Feng Wu was only targeting him, Li Yu felt helpless. Okay. Let's go in. Let's go in and have a good chat. Seeing that everyone was staring at Feng Ruan, Longbow said honestly, "Yes. Let's talk inside." Feng Ruan seemed to be used to this kind of thing and ignored it. "Come on, brother Li. Let's not go home until we are drunk today." Following Longbow and the other four, Li Yu and the others walked behind. At this time, Zhu and Wuang came up to Li Yu and started chatting with him. Zhu and Wuang and Li Yu's brother Linji basically have the same personality, that is, sultry. "Okay," Li Yu responded. HMPH. Men only know how to drink. There's no point at all. I don't know if it was because of what happened just now. Feng Wu was targeting Li Yu. "Hey, Li Yu, did you offend her? Why is she so angry?" Zhu and Wuang asked in a low voice. "How should I know?" Li Yu said helplessly. "Hey, I know that Feng Wu must have fallen in love with Li Yu. Look, the hero saves the beauty, and the beauty falls in love with her. How great." Hearing the muttering of Li Yu and the others, Beijing Shen also came up and said, "It is true that those who are close to vermilion will be red, and those who are close to ink will be black." Li Yu thought that only Zhu and Wuang was shy. Unexpectedly, Beijing Shen was the same. "Xiao Bei, what did you say? Say it again, if you have the guts." Suddenly, a murderous voice came coldly, and the temperature suddenly dropped to 0. Help. I didn't say anything. Help. Beijing Shen saw Feng Wu looking at him with a face full of shame and anger, and shouted in fear, "HMPH." After hearing what Beijing Shen said, Long Ao's face turned ugly involuntarily. I don't know why. Thanks to my book friends, Zhao Hu 3 + 3 = 6 recommendation votes for Extreme Charge, 5 recommendation votes for Lazy Brother, 3 recommendation votes for Pluto, 3 recommendation votes for Beat You to Death, 2 recommendation votes for You in Memory, 2 recommendation votes for Newcomer and New Book. The author does not have much experience, so I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please do whatever you want. Chapter 37, Murder in the Dark. Me. There's nothing special about me. I'm just an ordinary person. Hearing Feng Ruan's words, Li Yu was shocked, thinking that she knew he had a system, but he remained calm on the surface. Haha. Don't hide it anymore. Your breath has exposed your secret. Don't tell me you don't know that you are a full system talent. Feng Ruan said with a look of knowing everything. Oh. What's wrong? Is there a problem? Hearing Feng Ruan's next words, Li Yu breathed a sigh of relief, almost scared to death. Humph. It's all your fault. You've dragged the topic so far. Let's talk about the Dark Alliance first. Feng Ruan rolled her eyes at Li Yu and said. Gulp. Seeing Feng Ruan's charming look, Li Yu swallowed his saliva. Haha. In fact, the Dark Alliance has coveted our Chinese land for a long time, but it didn't succeed because of the protection of our 4 holy clans. And recently, for some reason, the Dark Alliance is ready to move again. I don't know what they are planning. Feng Ruan said hatefully. Then what? This has nothing to do with him. Li Yu thought so. Then it's your problem. Do you know what your existence means? Feng Ruan asked with a look of idiocy. I'm just an ordinary person. What impact can it have? Li Yu looked like I just don't understand. Stupid. If you grow up with such a perverted talent, it will be a great help to my China. But if the Dark Alliance knows about it, then you will only have 3 ways. Feng Ruan said. The first way is to hide in the protection range of my 4 saints until you become powerful. The second way is to be captured by the Dark Alliance and surrender after being tortured in every way. Of course, it is also possible to surrender directly. I'm that kind of person. Li Yu couldn't listen anymore. He was too useless. Haha. Only you know this. As for the last way, it is a dead end. If you die, everything will end. Feng Ruan said faintly. Damn. How is it possible? I haven't lived enough. Don't scare me. I'm sick and can't stand being scared. Li Yu shouted. TSK. Coward. So do you understand now? Feng Ruan smiled and looked at Li Yu. Huh. What's your purpose? Li Yu said, after taking a deep breath. Li Yu didn't believe that she was so kind to remind him she must have bad intentions and impure purpose. Purpose? I just don't want you, such a talented person, to fall too early. If you can grow up, it will be a great help to my China. Even with your talent, there is a great possibility of breaking through to the legendary realm. Feng Ruan sighed. Okay. Even if you have no selfish motives, what do you want to do? Li Yu asked curiously. Well, you still have a conscience. We decided to let you live in Kyoto. Only there can you be absolutely safe. Feng Ruan said slowly. No. I just want to stay in Lanjiang and don't want to go anywhere. Li Yu refused directly. Lanjiang? Do you mean Lanjiang City in Donghai? Feng Ruan said in surprise. What's wrong? Is there a problem? Li Yu has been immune to Feng Ruan's surprise. Nothing. If you live in Lanjiang, it's fine, but you still have to be careful of the Dark Alliance, otherwise. Feng Ruan warned. What's wrong with you? Li Yu asked curiously. Why don't I strongly ask you to go to Kyoto? In fact, Lanjiang is the foundation of the Zuan clan among my 4 holy clans. Although it is not as strong as the Dragon clan and Phoenix clan in Kyoto, your safety can be basically guaranteed. Feng Ruan explained. Thank you very much. Then can you leave? It's already midnight. It's not good for people to see it. Li Yu said helplessly. Although they are doing it for their own good, Li Yu is really uneasy to stay with this goblin. Haha. Okay then. Little handsome boy, then I'll leave first. Don't miss me. Feng Ruan turned into a charming state again and teased. After being teased by her for a few more words, Li Yu finally sent Feng Ruan away awkwardly and lay on the bed for a long time. Zion Ni, come out. Li Yu, who couldn't sleep, suddenly shouted. Hello. Master, is it because of what that woman said just now? By the way, the master was so shy just now. Zion Ni said with a smile, as soon as he came out. Get out. You know it and still ask. Tell me what you can do. Li Yu said with a frown. Actually, as long as the master practices a method to conceal his breath, it will be fine. Ding 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 ding. God of hidden changes. With it, you can hide your breath, and even change your breath at will. As long as you don't have a special detection formula, you will never find it. Zion Ni said funny. Stop talking nonsense. Pass it to me quickly, and then get out. Li Yu said angrily. Transmitting. Goodbye, master. I'm leaving first. After passing the formula, Zion Ni went back directly. Don't worry about it now. Damn. I was scared to death. I actually forgot that there was a system. How stupid. That's right. Just now Li Yu suddenly thought that he couldn't do it, but it didn't mean that the system couldn't do it. Zion Ni is known as the existence of all the immortal cultivation techniques from ancient times to the present. How could he not have a concealment formula? Li Yu, who was finally relieved Simply practiced, God of Hidden Changes, and fell asleep directly. Well, fell asleep. Another room. How is it? What is his attitude? Seeing Feng Ruan coming back, Xuanzang asked curiously. Haha. Fortunately, he has fulfilled his mission. He is willing to accept our protection. Feng Ruan said with a smile. Is he willing to go to Kyoto? Longbow said. No, but he has been living in Lanjiang. It depends on you Xuan clan in the future. Feng Ruan looked at Xuanzang and said. No problem. If we can help him grow up, it will be more advantageous for us to deal with the Dark Alliance. Xuanzang said indifferently. Yes, that's true. And we will also send people to protect him together. But if he does whatever he wants with our protection, I will be the first to not let him go. Longbow said lightly. Of course, but he shouldn't be such a person. Feng Ruan said. Brother Long, what are you going to do about tomorrow's trip to the secret realm? Those people in the Dark Alliance must have known the purpose of our trip. I'm afraid tomorrow's plan will not go smoothly. Baiyan suddenly said. Humph. As long as they dare to come, I will definitely make them come and never return. Longbow snorted coldly. That's right. Are we 4 spiritual levels afraid of them? What's more, we still have the scroll in our hands. Xuanzang shouted. You are stupid. Those ancestors who knew they didn't have much time left exchanged their lives for it before they died. Feng Ruan scolded. Oh. Xuanzang said aggrievedly like a child. Ruan, what Xuanzang said is reasonable. Although it doesn't sound good, it is the fact. Don't blame him. Longbow came out to smooth things over. Humph. Feng Ruan snorted coldly and didn't say anything more. Well, that's it. Anyway, we must be careful tomorrow. The Dark Alliance is definitely not easy to deal with. And with Aoa and the others here, we must be even more careful. Well, it's getting late. Let's all go back. Longbow said. After the plan was completed, several people went back to their rooms to rest. Tomorrow's battle is about to begin. Only by resting enough can we better deal with it. No words all night. Thanks to the book friends. A breeze. 5 votes for the world. 4 votes for Master Online. 4 votes for Lazy Brother. 3 votes for Accompany You. 3 votes for book friend 119. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 1 plus 23 votes for No Dream. 2 votes for Zuanio and Swordsman. 2 votes for Beat You to Death. 2 votes for 1 person, 1 car, 1 world, 1 vote for Warmth in the Distance, 1 vote for You Falling from the Sky, 1 vote for the Most Handsome CEO, 1 vote. I'm very grateful for the support of these book friends. Although Coke's writing is not very good, Coke is very happy that so many people like my book. Newcomer and new book, the author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 38 Departure to the Secret Realm. The next morning. Hey, Liu, your aura. After seeing Liu again, Longbow suddenly found that Liu's aura had become ordinary, and he was curious. In fact, I should have obtained a secret technique to conceal my aura when I got the skills, but I didn't learn it because I thought it was useless. But after talking last night, I started practicing it. Since it was already said, Liu had nothing to hide, so he explained directly. Oh, so that's the case. Then you don't have to worry too much about the Dark Alliance in the future, and I'm relieved. Longbow seemed calm, but there was a huge wave in his heart, because Liu's talent was too terrible. He learned a secret technique just by saying so, and even he, a strong man at the peak of the spiritual level, couldn't sense Liu's aura. Uncle Long, what are you talking about? Feng Wu suddenly stepped forward and said. Nothing, I'm just asking about Liu's wishes. Liu, since you have joined us, we won't hide it from you. The purpose of our visit to Changbei Mountain this time is to explore a recently discovered immortal secret realm. According to the formation on the periphery, it is at least the work of an immortal level expert, so the danger is extremely high. If you don't want to go, you can wait for us here. Of course, if you go, I will try my best to protect you. Longbow said sincerely to Liu. That's right. Liu, don't go, just wait for us here. Feng Wu also dissuaded. It's okay. Life and death are determined by fate, and wealth is determined by God. I believe in my luck, and I believe that fate will not play tricks on me, Li Yu said lightly. Li Yu did not comment on Longbow's words. Anyway, Li Yu did not expect Longbow to help him at the critical moment. After all, only he is the most reliable. What a life and death is determined by fate, wealth is determined by God. In that case, let's go. Longbow praised. The rest of the people were silent, because they were more worried than excited about the unknowns they were about to face. Only Feng Wu glared at Li Yu, as if she was dissatisfied with Li Yu's stubbornness. There were also Long Ao and others. In fact, Long Ao and others didn't need to come, but Long Ao and others wanted to take risks, so they ran out privately and were almost caught by the Dark Alliance. Because of the previous experience of being besieged by the Dark Alliance, Long Ao and others became more nervous. After all, they were not strong enough and had no ability to protect themselves. They would be in danger at any time. After all, no one wanted to lose their lives, and the children of big families were no exception. Among the people present, Li Yu was the most relaxed, because his trump card was enough to protect himself, and he had no worries, so why was he nervous? Changbei Mountain has always been a place of immortal legends. I don't know how many people came here, because of its reputation, but they returned disappointed in the end. But there are still many curious people who come to explore the secrets. Now, under the leadership of Longbow, Li Yu and others turned around and came to a secret place on Changbei Mountain. If it weren't for Longbow leading the way, Li Yu would not necessarily find this place, even if he walked until the sky was dark. There were lush weeds and trees in front of them, blocking everyone's sight. Long Ao threw out a palm, but it only caused a ripple in the void in front of him, just like hitting the water. Longbow swung out one palm after another, and then there were ripples in the empty air, and then a straight hole suddenly appeared, connecting to the endless unknown depths of the underground. Okay, everyone should be careful next time. This outer circle is just an illusory magic circle, and it is so easy to break because of the lack of energy. The journey afterwards will not be so easy. Although the formation was continuously consumed, Longbow did not feel any discomfort, but said calmly, "It is indeed worthy of being a 9th level spiritual rank. If it were Li Yu, he would have been gone long ago, eh? It seems that Li Yu is only at the yellow rank, there is no comparison." Longbow took the lead, holding a radiant bead in his hand, about the size of a fist. After using the system to identify it, Li Yu knew that it was a technological product called an energy bead, which basically only had the function of lighting. They kept moving forward, but it seemed like there was no end to the front. They walked for more than 10 minutes, but didn't see the shadow of the secret realm. "Uncle Long, we may be trapped in a maze," Beijing reminded. Then Jingshan, "Come and take a look," before making a decision. Longbow said to Beijing. "Yes." Beijing responded and began to observe the surroundings. Jingshan has an amazing talent for formations since he was a child. It can be said that no one can compare to him in formations. Zuan Wuang explained as he looked at Li Yu's surprised expression. Oh. Li Yu finally understood why Long Ao and the others followed him, even though they were not strong enough. On the one hand, Longbow could protect them nearby, and on the other hand, they were also of great help in exploring the secret realm. Then the other three must have their own special talents. I just don't know what their talents are, Li Yu thought to himself. Okay, Uncle Long. Next, just follow the order I told you, and destroy the base points of the formation, Beijing said happily, after studying for a few minutes. Well, you come and we will destroy it together, it's safer. Longbow looked at Feng Ruan and the other two and said, "Yes." Feng Ruan and the other two nodded to show that they understood. "Then I will start. East Ren Gui, Upper Heiwu, Lower Yushen." Following Beijing's instructions, Longbow and the other four continued to punch and attack, accurately hitting the designated positions. After destroying dozens of positions, the scenery in front of them finally changed suddenly. The dark cave suddenly became as bright as day, and then two mysterious vortex energy doors appeared in front of everyone. I saw that the words Life Gate and Death Gate were written on the top of the left and right doors, giving people a mysterious and dangerous feeling. Jingshan, which one do you choose next? Longbow asked Beijing. This? I'm not sure. Beijing said with a solemn expression on his face. It's okay, don't worry, take your time. Longbow seemed calm. Yes. Beijing responded, and then studied the two energy doors directly. However, Liu wanted to laugh, but couldn't at this moment, because he just found out that it was really useful after using the system to identify it. However, the identification results showed that there was no difference between the two doors, and both could reach the central main hall, but they had to go through different tests of the Masters of the Secret Realm. On the contrary, if you accidentally touch a specific position on the death door, it will automatically explode after 10 minutes, and the power is equivalent to the attack of an Emperor level strongman. Yes, it is so pitiful, but because of the passage of time, it is unknown how much power it can exert. Hey, this designer is so talented, but if Beijing touches the mechanism, how should I tell them? Liu said worriedly. Damn, this is too pitiful. Just as Liu was struggling, Beijing suddenly swore. This guy really deserves the name of a natural formation. He is really good. Now Liu had to admire Beijing. What's wrong? The others hurried forward and asked. Nothing. It's just that I found that the two doors are actually the same. There is no difference at all. It's just that the owner of the secret realm designed it to trick people. Beijing said in one breath. Damn. Zhu and Wuang cursed. Then let's go quickly. In case of any accidents, I don't know what the bastards of the Dark Alliance are doing. There is still no trace. Longbow said to the few people. Yeah. Everyone nodded. Under the leadership of Beijing, they walked directly into the life gate. Thanks to the book friends. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 5 recommendation votes. 5 recommendation votes. 3 recommendation votes memory of you. 1 plus 12 recommendation votes. 2 recommendation votes newcomer and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 39 Level 1, Colosseum. Although this guy's array strength is good, he is still a little bit worse than me. The most important problem is that he didn't find it. Alas. Lonely as snow. Liu slandered unscrupulously in his heart and followed him in. Just after Liu and his friends left, more than a dozen black-clothed men covered in black clothes also came here, but at this time they were not as lucky as Liu and his friends to have an array master. Wu Liang, you come. The leading black-clothed man said to the only man in plain clothes behind him. Okay, Chief Kai Yan. Wu Liang said humbly. Unfortunately, although Wu Liang had some array talent, his luck was still a little bit worse, and he directly triggered the mechanism of the death gate, but they didn't know it yet. Ah. Chief, hurry in. The array of this portal has been triggered, and it will explode soon. At the critical moment, Wu Liang finally discovered the danger and suddenly shouted. Waste. Come in. Kai Yan shouted and jumped directly into the nearest death gate. However, his men were not so lucky. In addition to Wu Liang, who entered the death gate first, only the 4 black-clothed men who looked like Kai Yan's personal guards followed Kai Yan into the death gate. As for the rest, they died heroically without any time to react. Behind the death gate, a flash of white light passed by. Kai Yan and his men were so lucky that they were teleported into the thick fog. In the distance, there were bursts of ghost howling from time to time. Waste. Bastard. If you were not still useful, I would definitely kill you. Kai Yan slapped Wu Liang in the face and scolded him. I'm sorry Chief Kai Yan. I was wrong. I will definitely do a good job for you. Wu Liang knelt on the ground with a plop and begged for mercy. However, Wu Liang's face, which Kai Yan could not see, revealed a hint of resentment and treachery. HMPH. If you have any problems next time, you will just die. Kai Yan shouted. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Chief Kai Yan. Wu Liang stood up and said respectfully. At this time, the scene at the Gate of Life was completely different. After Liu and his companions passed through the Gate of Life, they came to a place that looked like the ancient Roman Colosseum. In front of everyone, there were more than a dozen monsters of different appearances neatly arranged. It was only from their lifeless eyes that it could be seen that they were just unconscious puppets. Intruder. Now you have 3 options. 1. Randomly select a monster puppet. The winner will pass through, and the loser will retreat. 2. Return directly. 3. That is, you can directly break through with your strength. In addition, you only have 1 hour to choose. Once you are out of time, you will be torn to pieces by these monsters. An abrupt voice resounded around. Don't worry, let's see first. Longbow said to everyone. Yeah. Everyone nodded. Longbow walked carefully to the group of monster puppets, but the group of monster puppets did not make any movement. Just when Longbow wanted to observe carefully, the monster that was touched directly crashed into Longbow with a bang. Quickly get out. Everyone shouted. HMPH. Longbow snorted coldly, dodged and retreated violently, then swung out 3 consecutive palms, hitting the bull-shaped monster puppet, and directly pushed it back several steps. Mad Dragon destroys the world. Longbow shouted loudly, and golden light flashed on his hands, and then a golden dragon shadow roared, and attacked the bull-shaped monster puppet. Bang, bang, it was smashed to pieces with just 1 blow, and the power was so terrifying. Before the monster puppet was broken, Liu's system identification was thrown out, and then the information came. Violent bull puppet, a monster puppet made of the corpse of a violent bull and an energy conduction formation as the transfer core. Strength, spirit level 5. Damn. This Longbow is so cruel, he can kill the monster puppet of the same level directly. Liu exclaimed in his heart. Sure. But just after Longbow defeated the violent bull puppet, before he had time to say anything, he was teleported away. Uncle Long. Second uncle. Longao and his companions screamed when they saw Longao suddenly disappear. Don't worry. They should be teleported away after defeating the monster. We just need to catch up. Longao, you guys go first. If you can't defeat them, just choose to admit defeat immediately. I don't think there will be any danger. Feng Ruan analyzed after comforting them. Well, then I'll go first. Longao replied. After Longao finished speaking, he walked forward directly, but he didn't dare to get too close to the monster puppets. Instead, he observed from a distance, and wanted to choose one with a relatively low strength. Longao, don't look at it. If these puppets don't move, even your second uncle can't see it. Just choose one at random. Feng Ruan said helplessly to Longao. Got it. After being reminded by Feng Ruan, Longao didn't hesitate too much, and directly chose a small monster puppet that looked relatively weak. And just after Longao made his choice, Liu's eyes also showed the information of this demon beast puppet. Shadow Pilu puppet, a demon beast puppet made of Shadow Pilu's corpse and energy conduction array as the transfer core. Strength, Zuan level 4. Longao was lucky. The demon beast puppet he chose, which looked like a mouse, was a Zuan level 4 Shadow Pilu puppet, and its strength was basically the same as Longao. Long Zuan Xiangsha. Longao directly hit the Shadow Pilu puppet with a palm, but surprisingly, the Shadow Pilu puppet was extremely fast, and dodged Longao's attack in an instant, and then rushed towards Longao at a faster speed. Go to hell. Although this attack did not hit, it also allowed Longao to see the strength of Shadow Pilu puppet, and he felt relieved immediately. As long as he could defeat it, it would be fine. Boom. 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 Longao's fighting skills were obviously not as good as Longbow. Although his strength was equal, he fought for several minutes before he could barely take down the Shadow Pilu puppet. Sure. Without any chance to speak, Longao was teleported and disappeared. Everyone hurry up. Wuing, Jingshan, you two make your choice first. Liu, Wuer, you two make your choice together. Your uncles and I will be ready to help you at any time. Feng Ruan ordered. Yes. Zuan Wuang and Beijingshan walked forward, and each chose a monster puppet. Perhaps the designer of this level still had a trace of humanity, so the monster puppets they chose were roughly the same strength as them. After a fierce battle, they barely passed the level. Yes. Seeing Feng Ruan staring at him, Liu nodded and walked forward with Feng Wu to choose a monster puppet. Liu, are you sure? Feng Wu asked Liu worriedly. Because she didn't know Liu's specific strength, she asked this question. It's okay, didn't you notice? These monster puppets are about the same strength as you. As long as there is no accident, they can basically pass the level. I believe we can definitely do it. Liu comforted. Yeah. Feng Wu seemed to be very happy to receive Liu's encouragement, and she was not as nervous as before. Thanks to the book friends, 5 recommendation votes for extreme charge, 5 recommendation votes for monster egg, 4 recommendation votes for, 3 recommendation votes for bloodlaugh D, 3 recommendation votes for God and Demon Emperor, 3 recommendation votes for Rain Falling Stars, 2 recommendation votes for Blood Alliance, 2 recommendation votes for You in Memory, 1 recommendation vote for Lee Bay's 10 Steps to Keep People, 1 recommendation vote for Newcomer and New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 40, Level 2, Endless Maze. Sure enough, after Feng Wu made her choice, Li Yu discovered that the strength of the demon beast puppet was, just as Li Yu had thought, only one level higher than Feng Wu, reaching the 3rd level of the Zuan rank. However, Li Yu was miserable after all. I don't know if it was because there were no yellow rank demon beast puppets, or for other reasons. Li Yu spent a long time using the system to identify and select, and basically the lowest strength was Zuan rank. Damn. You look down on me. Let me see how I beat you up. Li Yu said angrily in his heart. Ice explosion technique. Wood binding technique. Thunder technique. Fire wheel technique. Li Yu used several 5-element spells in a row to directly bind the dog-shaped puppet in front of him in place, and then continued to use attack spells. Boom. Boom. Although Li Yu's strength was not good, he was like a magician in the game, and could use continuous attacks to beat the enemy without any chance of fighting back. Bang. Finally, under Li Yu's continuous output, the monster puppet was killed without even a chance to get close. If the monster puppet could speak, it would definitely scold Li Yu for cheating. Just as Li Yu finished the battle, Feng Wu over there also finished the battle, and then the two disappeared at the same time. Okay, now it's just us. Together? Feng Ruan said to Zuan Zong and the others. Well, let's go together. Brother Long has been gone for so long, and there are also Long Ao and a few other juniors. If something unexpected happens, Brother Long can't handle it alone. Baiyan said with a worried look on his face. Then what are you waiting for? I'll go first. Zuan Zong shouted, and went forward directly. Without any choice, he punched the monster puppet directly. Bang. The monster puppet that was hit was directly sunken, and then the energy of the monster puppet was seen flowing all over its body, and it actually emitted a long dragon of fire. It was a magic monster. Damn. Zuan Zong had not expected that there would be a magic-based monster puppet. He was hit in the chest in time to dodge, but it seemed to have no effect. Haha. My defense is invincible. Zuan Zong laughed loudly, and stepped forward again, punching the monster puppet, and smashed it directly. On the other side, Feng Ruan, like Li Yu, was a magic-based person. Feng Ruan manipulated the purple-red flame, and burned the monster puppet directly without leaving any slag. It can be seen how terrifying the power of the flame is. Baiyan suddenly had 2 daggers in his hands, and he kept swinging them at the energy transmission array on the monster puppet, and then the puppet lost power, and collapsed to the ground. Sure. The battle ended, and then the figures of the 3 people slowly disappeared. The next level begins. Uncle Long, Aunt Feng, why haven't they come yet? After being teleported here, Li Yu and Feng Wu met up with Longbo and the others, but they couldn't wait for Feng Ruan and the other 2, so Feng Wu was a little worried. Don't worry. Before Longbo finished speaking, Feng Ruan and the other 2 suddenly appeared beside them. You are finally here. Longbo smiled faintly. Well, the monster puppet I just selected was a bit troublesome, which delayed some time. Feng Ruan smiled slightly. Well, then let me tell you about the situation here. Before you came, I had already gone to explore it, but it seems to be a maze here, and you will get lost if you are not careful. Longbo said with a serious face. Oh. After hearing Longbo's words, Feng Ruan and the other 2 noticed the surrounding environment. It turned out that they were teleported into a maze this time, but they didn't notice it when they were teleported here. Jingshan, don't you have any way? Feng Ruan asked Bei Jingshan. Well, this is not a formation, it's just a simple maze, but it seems that there is also a formation in it, because after a while, you will involuntarily forget whether you have walked through the place. If there were not so many people here, I would not have discovered this. Beijing Shen said shockingly. What kind of ghost maze is this? Hearing Beijing Shen's explanation, Xuanzang shouted impatiently. This is troublesome. Hearing this, Feng Ruan was also very troubled. This is simply an unsolvable dead end. Boom. As if he wanted to forcefully destroy a way out, Xuanzang punched the wall directly, but unfortunately there was no trace left. It seemed that, because he saw that his attack had no effect, Xuanzang scratched his head awkwardly and dared not make any more extra movements. We can't just sit there and wait for death. Let's try it again, Long Ao suggested to everyone. Well, everyone agreed with this method because it seemed that this was the only way at present. While everyone was constantly walking through the maze, Kai Yan and his group finally came here after experiencing the soul-stealing mist forest. This damn ghost, and you useless thing, what's the use of you? Kai Yan said angrily to Wu Liang. I'm sorry Chief Kai Yan. I will definitely try my best to help you. Wu Liang said in fear. Humph. It sounds good. I think you are just a show. What's the use of you? Kai Yan said, and was about to kill Wu Liang with a palm. Humph. Go to hell. Suddenly, Wu Liang, who was kneeling on the ground, scattered a bag of powdery items, and then retreated quickly, disappearing in the depths of the maze before Kai Yan could react. Asshole. I will definitely kill you. Kai Yan roared angrily. I'm incompetent. Please forgive me, Chief. The 4 black-clothed guards knelt on the ground and said. It's not your fault. You are all elites of my Dark Alliance. How can you be the same as that useless thing? But that guy must die. Kai Yan also knows the principle of winning people's hearts. Otherwise who would work for you wholeheartedly? Thank you, Chief. The 4 people said gratefully. Well, let's hurry to the main hall now. If we don't get that thing, we will all die miserably. I don't know what he thought of, but Kai Yan's words trembled a little. For the sake of the king. The 4 shouted. Fortunately, the king gave me this treasure, otherwise we would have been defeated here this time. Mysterious China. Sooner or later, it will surrender to us. Ha ha ha. Kai Yan held a mysterious item in his hand and thought proudly in his heart. Li Yu sighed. Longbow, it's not a good idea for us to go on like this. Feng Ruan said to Longbow with a stern face. Well, that's true. It's just that Just when Longbow wanted to say something else, a cry of surprise suddenly came. Stop. Who are you? Long Ao looked at the stranger in front of him and shouted vigilantly. Don't do it. I'm a good person. Wu Liang raised his hands and shouted. Humph. Stop talking nonsense. Say it. Who are you? Why are you here? Long Ao shouted. My name is Wu Liang. I was forced here by the Dark Alliance. But they wanted to kill me, so I escaped. Wu Liang saw that the other side had more people and more power, so he had to obey. Humph. You must be not simple to escape from the Dark Alliance. Longbow stepped forward and said coldly. Don't kill me. I know how to escape from the maze. Wu Liang thought that Longbow was going to attack him, and hurriedly said. Oh. Tell me. Longbow said with a look of disbelief. I'm telling the truth. There are 5 doors in front, but there seems to be a ban on the door. I can't open it, so I want to find other exits, to return the original way. Wu Liang explained. In fact, Wu Liang was also very angry in his heart. He thought that under the leadership of the Dark Alliance, he could gain something, but he didn't expect that Kai Yan wanted to kill him in anger. After escaping by chance, he ran to the 5 doors again. Unfortunately, his ability was limited, and he couldn't open them at all. Now that he saw Liu and the others, he thought that he could have a drink of soup after they opened the door. And with Longbow following him, he didn't have to worry about Kai Yan's revenge. Lead the way. I hope what you said is true. Otherwise, Longbow said lightly. Yes, yes, yes. Wu Liang didn't dare to neglect it, and quickly led everyone to the place where the door was found before. Thanks to the book friends. Asterisk 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 5 recommendation votes Xiangsha 4 recommendation votes Lazy Brother 3 recommendation votes Lighjin at Nyanhua 2 recommendation votes Men Must Be Free and Easy 2 recommendation votes Wumeng 2 recommendation votes You Fall From the Sky 1 recommendation vote Li Bei's 10 Steps to Keep People 1 recommendation vote Uon Hail Ancient EK 1 recommendation vote Chen Shizhen One recommendation: vote newcomer and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please ask for anything. Chapter 41. Chain Magic Cube. Jingshan, can you open this door? Longbow said helplessly to Bei Jingshan. It turned out that everyone, led by Wu Liang, came to the 5 doors. Unfortunately, Longbow tried his best, but he couldn't do anything about the seemingly ordinary stone door in front of him. Well, I just studied it. This should be a mechanism. Only by cracking the mechanism can the door be opened, but I have no idea about this mechanism at all. Bei Jingshan pointed to a certain place on the door and said. Everyone looked in the direction. It turned out that there was a circular depression in the center of the stone door, and inside were many small pieces that could be moved up and down, left and right. There were mysterious and strange patterns engraved on them, which seemed to be some kind of puzzle. Just now, everyone was only concerned about opening the door, but ignored this point. They all thought it was just a decoration on the stone door. Now after listening to Bei Jingshan's words, everyone looked towards that place, but still had no clue. What should we do? Feng Wu also fiddled with the mechanism on the stone door in front of her and said dissatisfiedly. Don't worry, there are so many of us here. Let's try it first. Feng Ruan comforted. Oh. Feng Wu had no interest in this boring thing. Let me try. Li Yu walked forward and said to Feng Wu. As for why he didn't go to other places, it was unknown. But Li Yu was not trying for the so-called trial because he had a system identification plugin. No matter how difficult the thing was, could it escape the clutches of the system identification? Linking 1000 skills cube, a magic cube with a magic array. If the specified key pattern cannot be spelled out at the same time, the magic cube will automatically change and form a new key pattern. It seems that this is troublesome. Li Yu thought helplessly. If only one was needed, Li Yu could succeed by himself, and it could be said that it was luck. But there were a total of 5 magic cubes, and they had to be spelled out at the same time. Then Li Yu had no choice. Try it first. Li Yu decided to spell out one first. Maybe there would be a turnaround. Click. As Li Yu kept moving the magic cube stones, everyone's attention was also attracted, just because the mechanism in front of Li Yu's door had lit up as he moved. Li Yu, come on. This was the common thought in everyone's mind at this time. It's finally done. Li Yu exhaled deeply, feeling helpless. He thought that he could do it smoothly with the prompts of the system, but who knew that this thing was too mentally demanding, which made Li Yu exhausted. Intruders, you are very lucky. You actually successfully cracked my Kyo Rubik's Cube. I want to tell you a good news. You still can't get through. Ha ha ha. Everyone's heads were full of black lines. If this guy dared to come out, he would definitely die miserably. Ha ha ha. Are you very angry? Don't be angry. I'll give you a hint. As long as you crack 5 Kyo Rubik's Cubes at the same time, you can choose a door to enter one of them, and then you can get my treasure inside. Everyone was happy and thought they could get the so-called treasure. After all, Li Yu could solve 1, and he must be able to solve 5. However, only Li Yu, who knew the truth, was not so excited. However, if you want to have 1 door per person and take all the treasures, I advise you to give up this idea. Otherwise, the voice laughed a few times and there was no follow-up. Although I really want to do that, it's good enough to get the treasure. Let's not be so greedy. Li Yu, what do you think? Feng Wu said to Li Yu with lingering fear. Don't look at me like that. It's still a question whether we can succeed. Li Yu spread his hands and said helplessly. But you just... Feng Wu was surprised. Everyone looked at Li Yu in confusion, wanting to hear his explanation. Hey, actually, I don't have much hope, because this Rubik's Cube has changed after I cracked it, and it needs to be cracked again. And if it can't crack 5 Rubik's Cubes quickly at the same time, it will automatically change. Li Yu explained slowly. Damn. So pitfall. Zuanzang cursed. It's okay. Li Yu, you teach us. Let's try it together. Longbow said lightly. Yeah. Li Yu responded. First of all, you. After Li Yu's careful explanation, everyone also understood it, and then after the division of labor, everyone started the first attempt in groups of 2. Begin. Liu gave the order, and everyone started to crack the magic cube at the same time. As the core, Liu not only had to crack the magic cube he was responsible for, but also had to observe the progress of everyone's cracking, and then give instructions to control the speed of cracking to keep consistent. It was a lot of work and exhaustion. Everyone, slow down. Feng Wu, speed up. Jingshan, you have to speed up, the speed is too slow. Everyone, you have to be serious, we will succeed soon. Liu encouraged. Hearing Liu's words, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. After all, you don't know until you try it. Only by trying it can you know how troublesome it is. Feng Wu, go faster. Lan Gao, you guys go a little slower. Okay, that's it. There is one last step. Liu said excitedly. Oh, it's so lively. Let me join in too. Just when everyone was happy and thought they were going to succeed, a sinister voice suddenly came. Suddenly, everyone's movement stagnated, and this attempt ended in failure. Fourth Dark Guard. Kai Yan, it's you. I didn't expect that they would send you here this time. Longbow looked at the black-clothed man in front of him and said coldly. Are you surprised? Kai Yan said with a sinister smile. HMPH. Stop talking nonsense. No matter what your purpose is, I advise you to withdraw from China as soon as possible, otherwise you will die in a foreign land. Longbow sneered. Same here. It seems that we are more advantageous now. I wonder what will happen if the few juniors behind you are killed or injured? Kai Yan said sarcastically. You dare? Longbow glared at Kai Yan. I really dare. Do you want to try? Kai Yan sneered. You, okay. I admit defeat today, but if you want to pass through here, you'd better not play any tricks, otherwise. Longbow said viciously. You don't have to worry about that. Kai Yan said lightly. Kai Yan walked to the stone gate with the mysterious compass, then pointed the mysterious compass at the stone gate, posed in a chic pose, and then, there was no reaction. Kai Yan, do you want to take a photo? Do you want to say eggplant? Longbow laughed and sneered. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughed. Damn it. Why did it fail? Kai Yan said angrily in his heart. HMPH. Come if you have the guts. Kai Yan said angrily. If it weren't for you, we would have succeeded long ago. Longbow said contemptuously. HMPH. Open it first, and then talk big. Kai Yan retorted weakly. You can open it, but you must retreat 100 meters. Otherwise everyone will be trapped here. Longbow said with a look of if you don't agree, I won't move. You. Okay, okay. I admit defeat, but don't let me meet you again, otherwise. After Kai Yan threatened, he took the 4 dark guards and walked 100 meters away to stand still. As for why he didn't use Liu and others to threaten, it was because Kai Yan was afraid that Longbow would jump off the wall desperately. After all, the strength of both sides was similar, and he was not completely sure that he could beat Longbow. Hurry up, everyone. Try again. After this success, everyone will directly enter Liu's door, and be careful of the sneak attack of the Dark Alliance. Longbow whispered to everyone. Yeah. Everyone nodded and stood still. Begin. With Liu's order, the second attempt began, but this time it was obviously much smoother. Under Liu's command, it took only 10 minutes to crack it successfully. Everyone, get ready. Enter Liu's door quickly. Longbow ordered. Okay. Come on. Finally succeeded. Liu shouted. Go. Everyone quickly dodged towards Liu. If you want to leave, stay. Kai Yan shouted, and a cold attack shot directly at Liu and his companions. Boom. Longbow turned around and launched the same attack. The attacks collided and immediately rolled up thick smoke, which blocked the sight of Kai Yan and his companions. Just as the smoke dissipated and Kai Yan wanted to chase Liu and his companions, the stone door that Liu entered was closed directly, and the other stone doors were also slowly closing. Damn it. They actually let them escape. Kai Yan said angrily. Leader. Hurry up, that door is about to close. The 4 dark guards screamed. HMPH. Go. Not daring to hesitate any longer, Kai Yan led the 4 secret guards directly into the nearest door. Thanks to the book friends, a breeze. 5 recommendation votes to accompany you. 3 recommendation votes to sneer a D. 3 recommendation votes to semi-mature N. 3 recommendation votes to the future Jiangshan and Yu. 2 recommendation votes to Zuandao 91 district. Xiang. 2 recommendation votes to Zufu. 2 recommendation votes to The Prodigal Son. 2 recommendation votes Newcomer and New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please ask for all kinds of requests. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 40 to the real test. Oh my god. This is too extravagant. They actually use Kixo and gold and Lingluo wood to make furniture, and they also use Lingxi to pave the room. Zuanzang shouted. At this time, everyone was in a magnificent closed room. The surrounding walls were carved with dragons and phoenixes, and rare and exotic animals seemed to jump out. Around everyone, various rare treasures were placed casually, just like useless waste. It's really grand. Longbow saw Zuanzang's bumpkin look, and he felt helpless, but he was also amazed at the luxury here. Where is Wu Liang? Liu suddenly wondered. Do you still need to think about it? That guy must have gone to a room alone, wanting to take more advantages. Isn't he afraid of being full? Feng Wu said with disdain. Well, it seems that you wanted to take them all just now. Liu thought in his heart with some dissatisfaction. Okay, everyone. Take away everything you can, and then go to the main hall quickly. The good things are not here. Longbow ordered. Everyone looked around like Granny Liu entering the Grand View Garden. They looked around. If they saw something good, they would collect it. If they saw something bad, they would curl their lips. In short, they collected things in a bandit-like manner. In a moment, the room became empty, and Liu also found a few good things. After all, he had a system for identification. If he couldn't find any good things, he would be in trouble. Spirit God Wood Cup. A cup made of spirit god wood, which can transform ordinary water into spirit water with a small amount of spiritual power. Grade. Spirit grade. Puppet space bracelet. A bracelet specially used to store puppets. Currently, Shadow Rat puppet. Strength level, Earth grade 5. There are also 3 puppet space bracelets, which store the Flying Feather Beast puppet of the 8th level of the Mysterious grade, the Thunder Tiger puppet of the 7th level of the Earth grade, and the Violent Bull puppet of the 5th level of the Spirit grade. Light Spirit necklace, a necklace made of light spirit jade. There are defensive arrays and solar rays engraved inside. It can resist no more than 3 attacks of the Earth grade with the spiritual energy stored in the necklace, and can restore spiritual energy by itself. Grade. Zuanji. Seeing these gains, Liu couldn't stop smiling. After all, he got so many treasures, not to mention that there were so many people here. That guy must have gotten more. Liu felt unbalanced when he thought of Wu Liang, who occupied a room alone. Nonsense. Liu went through untold hardships to open the door to the treasure, but he didn't get much, while others made a lot of money. How could he be balanced? Liu, what did you get? Feng Wu came over and said. Haha, not bad. Liu said with a smile. Yes, look. Feng Wu said, picked up the long sword in her hand and waved it. Suddenly, flames swirled on the long sword, burning hot and powerful. Well, not bad. It suits you very well. Liu exclaimed sincerely. Indeed, this sword in Feng Wu's hand has a heroic feeling. Long Ao in the distance was happily collecting treasures. Seeing Feng Wu and Liu chatting happily, he snorted in dissatisfaction. Ao, what are you worried about? Have you forgotten? You have an engagement with her. As long as you come to ask for marriage, you are afraid that he will not admit it. Don't forget your status and position. Longbow saw Long Ao's gloomy look and scolded in a low voice. Yes, second uncle. Ao knows his mistake. Hearing Longbow's scolding, Long Ao said respectfully, well, although she seems to have a good impression of Liu, remember that family members do not have the right to choose marriage, and you are no exception. If Liu's value is higher than yours, it is unknown who the Phoenix clan will choose, so everything depends on you. Longbow said lightly. Glancing at Li Yu again, Longbow's face showed no expression. Yes. Second uncle, when I go back, I will enter the Xianlang secret realm, and will never come out, until I break through to the earth level. Long Ao said firmly to Longbow. Yes. Longbow nodded, and then stopped talking. Hey. Feng Ruan was so powerful, how could she not hear Longbow's words? But the overall situation was already decided, and she was powerless to save it. I just hope that Li Yu can grow up quickly, but even if he grows up, he is just a master to the Four Saints. Unless he can reach the legendary realm, he will still be vulnerable to the hidden strength of the Four Saints. Okay. I believe everyone has gained a lot, but this is only a small part of the secret realm, and it may not even be considered garbage, so we have to hurry to the main hall, which is the most important. Longbow said loudly. Yes. Everyone nodded. Then how do we leave? Feng Wu asked in confusion. Just now, I was busy collecting treasures. Now Feng Wu asked, and found that this was actually a closed room. There is a teleportation array. Longbow said. Oh. Following Longbow's instructions, everyone looked over and saw that there was indeed a teleportation array. Let's go. Through the teleportation array, Li Yu and his group left the empty room. In the empty hall, a group of people suddenly appeared. Looking closely, they were Li Yu and his group. What the hell is going on? Seeing that it was another closed hall, Zhu and Zhang said this as feebly. Hearing this, everyone was helpless. The owner of this secret realm seemed to like to play tricks on others. These levels were designed without any reason, as if they were made at random. Just when Longbow wanted to say something, another group of people suddenly appeared not far away. They were Kai Yan and the 4 Dark Guards of the Dark Alliance. As for Wu Liang, he was not teleported over. Brother Longbow, you have gained a lot, right? Kai Yan obviously gained a lot, so he was very happy. You have gained a lot too, Longbow said lightly. Thanks to you, I have indeed gained something. Kai Yan said with a smile. What do you mean? Go our separate ways, or? Speaking of the latter part, Longbow's tone was slightly cold, his hand slightly raised, ready to fight at any time if they disagreed. Lucky for you, I'm in a good mood, so let's save the fight for the end. Kai Yan said. In fact, Kai Yan was not sure that he could pass these strange levels safely, so he said this. After all, he had seen the abilities of Li Yu and the others. If he could use their power to reach the main hall, it would not be too late to take action. Humph. Sharp teeth and sharp tongue. Longbow certainly understood Kai Yan's thoughts, but now was not the time for a fight to the death. Haha. Congratulations, intruders. The fact that you can come here proves that you are still very powerful, but the real test has just begun. Whether you can get my inheritance depends on your own strength. Next, you will enter your own tests. How far you can go means how much you can get. Everything depends on your own efforts. It's been so many years. Even me. The voice died down at the end, not knowing what it was reminiscing about. Kai Yan, we'll leave first. Hope you have good luck. Longbow sneered. Humph. Kai Yan of course knew what Longbow meant by luck, which was obviously a mockery of him not being able to rely on the abilities of Li Yu and others, and his face suddenly became as gloomy as water. Swish. When Li Yu and his party stepped onto the teleportation array in the center of the hall, they disappeared in a flash. Damn you. Do you think I can't pass without you? Just wait. Kai Yan thought angrily. Swish. Kai Yan and his group also stepped onto the teleportation array and disappeared. To be continued. Thanks to book friends, Lin Yu. 5 + 5 = 10 recommendation votes ****. 5 recommendation votes Jijin Chan Kaiang. 5 recommendation votes CJIN at 9 Hua. 2 recommendation votes. This book friend has no name, which is really embarrassing for Kala. 2 recommendation votes Newcomer and New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please do it. Chapter 43, Resurrection. Just after everyone left the hall, a vague figure suddenly appeared in the corner, and then the figure gradually appeared. It was Wu Liang who had disappeared just now. Wu Liang was also lucky. When Li Yu and others opened the Kaian Kyo magic cube, he took advantage of the chaos and ran into a room. and took all the treasures by himself. Among them were a space ring and an invisibility talisman. Otherwise he would not be able to take away many things, let alone hide from everyone. Sure enough, I'm the final winner. Kaiyan, wait. When I succeed in cultivation, it will be your death. Wu Liang's eyes flashed with hatred, and then he tore a scroll and disappeared directly. In the nameless space. Intruder, do you want to start the inheritance test? Liu was a little uncomfortable with the sudden change in attitude. Start. Anyway, there is nothing to prepare. As long as the system is in hand, no matter what test it is, just retreat. The first test, if your brother is killed, and you are powerless, but the enemy is right in front of you, will you fight or flee? The voice said slowly. If I can flee, I choose to flee. Liu exhaled deeply. Oh. Can you tell me why? The voice asked curiously. Because I don't have the strength. Liu said directly. Very good. You pass the test. The voice said without joy or sadness. The second test, learn this magic within an hour. A skill book suddenly appeared in front of Liu. After Liu took it, he saw that the cover of the book had 4 runes written on it. Reincarnation of life and death, which seemed profound, but could be understood at a glance. Turning the pages of the book, Liu began to study. It can be said that this level is basically not difficult at all, because for Liu's pure fairy body, the comprehension ability is no worse than the talent for cultivation. Okay, I'll learn it. After more than 10 minutes, Liu stood up and said, what? So fast? You said once, and let me see. The voice was obviously very surprised. But Liu formed seals with his hands, and suddenly a mysterious energy surged, as if he could see the reincarnation trajectory of life, but it disappeared in an instant, because Liu's magic power was insufficient. Very good. You are the most evil genius I have ever seen. It's just that your strength is too poor. There is one last level. Defeat it. A figure suddenly appeared in front of Liu, and Liu was stunned, because it turned out to be the figure that appeared in front of Liu was exactly the same as Liu. No, to be precise, the figure in front of Liu was like a shadow, a black Liu, just a shadow for the time being. The shadow didn't seem to have any thoughts, just standing there stupidly. Let's start. Liu shouted, and directly sent out a wood binding technique to trap the shadow, but to Liu's surprise, the shadow also used the fire technique that Liu had used before, directly burning Liu's vines into ashes, and the power was even greater. Humph. So you are imitating my previous battle? Humph. I have more than that strength. Liu sneered. Ha. Frozen lava. Liu shouted, and a skill he had never used before was released. The shadow paused, as if it had not reacted. Lava rolled in an ice column condensed from ice, and then directly assimilated the fire technique, and blasted straight at the shadow. Boom. An explosion sounded, and the shadow was directly blown up by the continuous attacks of ice and fire. Huh. It's just a shadow that can only imitate. How can it beat the original? Liu said with a pout, after taking a deep breath. What? Just when Liu thought he had won, and was feeling proud, the blown up shadow suddenly rushed to Liu's feet, and then covered him in an instant, when Liu was full of astonishment. Damn. Hoo-hoo, life, and death, reincarnation, After the shadow swallowed and wrapped Liu, Liu felt as if his whole body was swallowed by thousands of poisonous insects, and his soul was about to be torn apart. But just before Liu's consciousness was about to disappear, the reincarnation of life and death, he had just learned slowly took shape in his hands, and then everything seemed to go backwards in time, and time returned to the moment when the shadow exploded. Hoo. After finally escaping the feeling of life and death crisis, Liu continued to exhale, looking at the shadow with lingering fear, and the anger in Liu's heart gradually rose, as if it could burn everything in the world. Go to hell. Storm freeze. Fire dragon explode. The storm like a typhoon mixed with piercing ice swords, rotating at high speed, to pull the shadow from the ground to the center of the storm, and then a long dragon of fire roared in from the eye of the storm, and suddenly ice and fire exploded in an instant, and the might directly lifted Liu more than 10 meters away. Just when Liu got up painfully and wanted to check it out, a feeling of exhaustion came, and Liu fell to the ground again, like a puddle of mud. Because of the life and death crisis just now, Liu broke through the 8th level of the yellow rank and directly reached the 1st level of the profound rank. It was also because of this that Liu had enough spiritual power to support him to cast 2 consecutive spells just now. Congratulations. You passed the test. Now you can accept my inheritance and my greatest treasure. Haha. Liu just wanted to lie on the ground and do nothing at this moment, so he could only chuckle at the voice. You are very powerful. Whether it is your talent, personality, or your will, they are all rare in the world. I hope you will not be as unfortunate as me in the end, being plotted against and killed by someone close to you. The voice said desolately. Well, I will remember your reminder. But can I ask, why me? If there are only these 3 levels, there should be someone who can pass it. After finally recovering a little strength, Liu took out a bottle of all-purpose recovery potion and drank it. He immediately felt as if his body was trembling and his physical strength was constantly recovering, which is why he could say so many words. No, you're wrong. The first of these 3 levels tests your character. No matter what you answer, you can pass it. And the second level tests your talent. Reincarnation of life and death is an immortal level technique I created. If you are strong enough, you can even reverse life and death and change reincarnation. It's just that only those with extraordinary talent can learn it. And you learned it in just over 10 minutes, which shows that your talent is extremely evil. And the third level tests your fighting talent. Immortal cultivators are born to fight monsters, people, and heaven. Without superb fighting talent, how can they survive? Although this mirror image clone has no thoughts and does not know how to adapt, its strength has been strengthened by me. It is at least 1 level higher than you, and it also has the characteristics of immortality. Unless your attack exceeds a certain power, it is impossible to defeat it. I believe you have a deep understanding of this. Therefore, with your current yellow level strength, you can actually fight across levels and win. This is inseparable from your talent. Oh, so that's how it is. I didn't expect that I was so powerful. But that guy was really powerful. I almost capsized in the gutter. Thinking of the previous experience, Liu said with some lingering fear. Haha. It's rare that you still have a humble heart. This will be of great help to you in improving your strength. The voice seemed very happy. By the way, what's your name? Since I want to accept your inheritance, I should also know your name. After all, you are also half of my master. Liu asked. Thanks to the book friends, a breeze. 5 recommendation votes Monstered Egg, 4 recommendation votes Blood Sneer D, 3 recommendation votes Shoulder Cat, 2 recommendation votes Self-Sacrificing Love, 1 recommendation vote Alienation again Alienation, 1 recommendation vote War God Ghost Eye, 1 recommendation vote You Fall from the Sky, 1 recommendation vote Newcomer New Book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 44, Fierce Battle with Kaiyan. How is it? Have you considered it? Kaiyan said calmly to Longbow, who looked livid. Kaiyan, are you so sure that you can keep us? Longbow gritted his teeth. If you don't believe me, you can try. At least 1 or 2 can be left. Who should we keep? Well, let's just keep that little girl. She's so pretty, she must be. Kaiyan said with a lewd smile as he looked at Fengwu. You are shameless. Fengwu said angrily. Kaiyan, if you have the guts, let's fight one-on-one. Longbow suppressed his anger. No. You only have 2 choices. Either call out all the treasures you got, or stay. Kaiyan smiled lightly. In that case, then, fight. Long Yan flash attack. Longbow paused, then shouted, and flashed directly to the side of one of the 4 dark guards. The skill was released, instantly killing one of the 4 dark guards. Very good. Longbow, you really deserve to die. Since you don't care about those juniors, then, dark guards, kill them for me. Kaiyan said furiously. Boom. 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 Instantly, the remaining 3 secret guards launched an attack, trying to kill Feng Wu and the others, but they were all blocked by Feng Ruan and the other 2. Suddenly, a melee of 8 people began. The 3 secret guards faced Feng Ruan and the other 2, while Kaiyan faced Longbow. Longbow, you must die today," Kai Yan said angrily while fighting with Longbow. "Humph. Same here." Longbow responded calmly after blocking Kai Yan's attack again. "Now it's 4-4, and there's no need to worry about Kai Yan's threat. As long as you don't give Kai Yan a chance, there might be a chance to kill him." Dark Sky Curtain. Kai Yan retreated quickly and then used his skills, instantly covering Longbow in a dark curtain. As long as he was in this dark sky curtain, the opponent's strength would be reduced, and there would also be corrosive damage. "Do you think this is enough? Crazy Dragon destroys the world," Longbow said in a cold tone, and then he used a skill, Crazy Dragon destroys the world, which once killed a monster puppet of the same level in one move. Boom. Longbow's attack was so swift and powerful that Kai Yan had no time to launch an effective defense. He just managed to condense a dark curtain wall, but this curtain wall only blocked the attack slightly, and then it was broken and hit Kai Yan directly. Puff. Kai Yan cried out in pain, was pushed back dozens of steps, and then suddenly spit out a mouthful of blood. "Longbow, you really angered me. Hey, the Hades is coming. Submit to me." Kai Yan took out the ancient bronze mirror again, and then sprayed a mouthful of blood on the ancient bronze mirror. The ancient bronze mirror glowed red, and then the blood on it was absorbed. As Kai Yan continued to chant the mysterious spell, a dark shadow emerged from the ancient bronze mirror and instantly merged into Kai Yan's body. Then Kai Yan's aura suddenly increased, and he became even more violent, bloodthirsty, and cruel. He was like a demon from hell, ghost devouring souls. At this time, Kai Yan's eyes were blood red, and his voice was without a trace of emotion, as if he was a puppet without emotions. Woo, woo, woo. Suddenly, the endless evil ghosts in the sky rushed towards everyone. Even the 3 secret guards were no exception, and they attacked indiscriminately. "Everyone be careful. Ruan, you protect Aoa and the others. I'll go and deal with that guy." Longbow ordered Feng Ruan and the other 2. "Brother Long, be careful," the 3 said. Well, without looking back, Longbow ran directly towards Kai Yan, and the dragon shadow in his hand continued to attack. Unfortunately, before the attack reached Kai Yan, it was swallowed by an invisible black curtain. Heh, you die. I don't know if it was Kai Yan's incomparable confidence at this time, or what. I saw that he didn't launch any tricks, just summoned more ghosts to rush towards Longbow. However, just the ghosts are enough to make people shudder. Endless ghosts are rushing towards you. If you don't have a strong mind, you will be swallowed up by the fear and depression in your heart, let alone attack them. HMPH. Trivial tricks. The dragon is coming. Seeing that his attack had no effect, Longbow no longer wasted his spiritual power, but also launched a big move. Roar. Dragon roars, and a golden dragon with golden light appears behind Longbow, as if Longbow is the head of the golden dragon. Then Longbow suddenly flew up out of thin air, carrying the golden dragon with terrifying dragon power, and crashed straight into Kai Yan. Then you see a golden dragon falling from the sky, hitting Kai Yan with a bang, rolling up a sky full of smoke, making it difficult to see what's going on inside. Bang. Suddenly, a figure flew out of the smoke, fell to the ground, and rolled continuously before stopping. Looking closely, this person was actually Longbow. But at this time, Longbow's chest was sunken, his whole body was covered in blood, he was breathing less and breathing more, and it was obvious that he was dying. Puff. Longbow struggled to stand up, but as soon as he supported himself on the ground with his hands, he spat out a mouthful of blood and fell to the ground again. Brother Long. Uncle Long. Feng Ruan had no chance to check on Longbow's injuries at this time, because without Longbow, the greatest fighting force, Feng Ruan and others were even more in danger. If there were no 3 secret guards to resist, they might have collapsed long ago. Oh my god. What the hell is going on? Filming a movie? Suddenly, a surprised voice sounded, and everyone looked over. The person turned out to be Liu. It turned out that after Liu received the inheritance, he was directly teleported out through the teleportation array, but who knew that the teleportation array was broken and directly teleported Liu to the depths of the mountains. Poor Liu hurried out. Fortunately, Butterfree could fly to the sky to show Liu the way, otherwise it would be a question whether Liu could find the way out of the mountain. Li Yu, be careful. That guy is very powerful. Even Uncle Long can't beat him. Feng Wu saw that it was Li Yu and hurriedly shouted anxiously. No way. I'm so lucky. I'm going to run into a decisive battle right after I come out. Oh my god. Seeing the ghosts rushing towards him, Li Yu screamed and ran towards where Feng Ruan and others were. Well, damn it. Unfortunately, Li Yu's ghost scream attracted Kai Yan's attention. Suddenly, the attack of the ghosts in the sky intensified again, and even the ghosts of the 3 dark guards rushed towards Li Yu. At this time, everyone had no chance to escape, because the area within 100 meters was surrounded by ghosts, and it was impossible to break through the siege of ghosts and escape. Li Yu, you bastard. Feng Wu cursed. I don't want to. Li Yu, who came to Feng Ruan, said aggrievedly. Humph. Feng Wu snorted coldly. Okay, now is not the time to bicker. If we can't hold on until the effect of Kai Yan's skills disappears, we will all die. While resisting the attack of the ghosts, Feng Ruan scolded. Ruan, I'll hold them off. You take them and go ahead. See if you can break through. How many survive will count. Zuanzang said to Feng Ruan. Let's go together. After that, Feng Ruan ignored Zuanzang. Zuanzang sighed. To be continued. Thanks to the book friends. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 5 recommendation votes monstered egg. 4 recommendation votes confused. 4 recommendation votes bloody cold smile D. 3 recommendation votes accompany you. 1 recommendation vote asterisk asterisk asterisk. 1 recommendation vote I can't control myself. 1 recommendation vote newcomer and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for anything. Chapter 45 Muto arrives. You will deserve to die. Secret technique, ghost transformation into sky demon. After a long time of attack, Kai Yan's eyes suddenly flashed with a trace of extremely angry cruelty, and then all the ghosts in the sky suddenly gathered together and formed a huge phantom, which was extremely similar to the phantom of Hades that Kai Yan had just summoned. Just as the phantom of the sky demon was taking shape, the phantom behind Kai Yan suddenly disappeared. Kai Yan, with a pale face, knelt on one knee on the ground, sneering at everyone with a cruel and bloodthirsty expression. Ha. You will all die. You will all die. Sky demon, kill them. Kai Yan said frantically. Aunt Feng, what should we do? Feng Ruan asked in a trembling voice. Let it be up to fate. Ruan, are you still unwilling to leave now? I'll stop him. You guys hurry up. Zuanzang roared, and without waiting for Feng Ruan to answer, he rushed up to fight with the Sky Demon Phantom. Unfortunately, the Sky Demon Phantom was not only fierce in attack, but also its defense was not something Zuanzang could break. Wuenai Kan. Zuanzang gathered all his spiritual power, and his 2 fists were as dazzling as the scorching sun. Bang, bang. Punch after punch hit the shadow of the demon, but unfortunately, it only made it shake a few times, and it did not cause any effective damage at all. HMPH. You trash. Still want to escape? Demon, don't leave any of them alive. Kai Yan sneered and ordered. However, after he finished speaking, Kai Yan could no longer hold on, and fell to the ground like a dead dog, but his cruel eyes looked straight at Li Yu and the others. Leader, are you okay? Although Kai Yan's indiscriminate attack just now did not even dodge the dark guards, when they saw Kai Yan fall to the ground, the 3 dark guards still dragged their injured bodies to Kai Yan's side. Demon, kill them with all your strength, at all costs. Dark guards, you go too. Quick battle, we will leave immediately. After Kai Yan sat on the ground and took a pill, his face was still as pale as paper, but he had some strength and opened his mouth to order. Yes. The 3 responded and quickly rushed towards Feng Ruan and the others, while the attack of the demon phantom became more violent, forcing Zuanzang to retreat again and again. Damn it. That bastard. Ruan, you guys go quickly, I'll stop them, otherwise none of us can leave. And Brother Long's injury won't last long. Baiyan said worriedly. Okay, let's go. Looking at the mess around, Feng Ruan knew that, if they didn't leave, they would definitely die here, gritted her teeth, and shouted in pain. Seeing that Xuanzang was in danger, Baiyan released the monster puppets that several people had collected, and together they resisted the attack of the Dark Guards, hoping to quickly resolve the battle and help Xuanzang. Just as Feng Ruan was about to leave with Feng Wu and the others, Li Yu stood there in a daze. No, he had been in a daze since just now. He was not scared, but, boy, how did you get here? If I hadn't sensed your breath and chased you, I wouldn't have found you. It turned out that just when the Sky Demon shadow just appeared, Li Yu suddenly heard the words transmitted by Mutuo's telepathy. Then Li Yu stood there in a daze, but in fact he was talking to Mutuo. I saw that you hadn't come back, so I came here alone, and then Li Yu roughly told Mutuo about his experience of this trip. Of course, Li Yu omitted the system. Oh, I didn't expect that you, a kid, would have such an opportunity. You are really lucky. But I think you seem to be in trouble now. Hearing Li Yu's experience, Mutuo sighed at first, and then gloated. What? Mutuo, can't you help me solve the trouble here? Otherwise, I will die. Li Yu rolled his eyes and said helplessly. Mutuo, this guy only knows how to talk, but doesn't know how to take the initiative to help? Li Yu slandered in his heart. Well, but I don't want to move. Mutuo pretended to be thinking, but the answer made Li Yu crazy, and he wanted to beat Mutuo violently. Don't. I beg you, if you don't help me, you can't go back to the magical continent. Forced by the situation, Li Yu could only use his trump card to threaten. Okay, since you are still useful, I will help you once. Mutuo said in a helpless tone. Great. But you have to disguise yourself, otherwise it will be troublesome if someone finds out what you look like. Just after Li Yu asked Mutuo for help, his spirit just returned to his body, and he saw that the battle in front was even more critical, and Feng Wu kept shouting at him beside him. What's wrong? Li Yu asked in confusion. You still ask what's wrong? What's wrong with you? We are running away, hero. Feng Wu said angrily. No need to go. No, I mean why? Li Yu said confusedly. What? Are you stupid? Let's go first. Feng Wu pulled Li Yu without saying anything. Oh, I'm helpless. I just chatted with Mutuo for a while, and it changed so quickly. What happened? Li Yu shouted in his heart. Second uncle. Several people came to Longbow, and Long Ao hugged the seriously injured, and fainted Longbow and shouted sadly. Long Ao, don't be sad. Let's take your second uncle back quickly. Maybe he can be saved. Feng Ruan fed Longbow a pill, and said to Long Ao. Yes. Long Ao responded, carried Longbow on his back, and prepared to leave. Wait a minute, I can save him. Li Yu suddenly shouted. What did you say? Are you telling the truth? Long Ao said excitedly to Li Yu. Well, instead of taking him back like this, it may not necessarily save him. Let me try. Among the treasures I got, there is a bottle of healing potion, which should be able to save him. Li Yu did have an all-purpose recovery potion, but it was bought in the magical continent. One bottle costs hundreds of thousands, and Li Yu only bought a few bottles as a backup. Okay. Long Ao, let him try. Because Longbow was dying, Feng Ruan was not sure that she could save him before he died, and the words just now were just to comfort Long Ao. Now hearing Li Yu's words, and looking at Li Yu's confident eyes, Feng Ruan felt that she had to believe in Li Yu, otherwise Longbow would definitely die. Well, Long Ao put Longbow on the ground, then took a bottle of dark purple potion from Li Yu, and slowly fed it to Longbow. Everyone looked at Longbow expectantly. Sure enough, when the potion entered his mouth, Longbow's pale face like paper instantly recovered its rosy color. Cough cough. A minute later, Longbow suddenly coughed and opened his eyes. Second uncle, you finally woke up. Long Ao excitedly helped Longbow sit up. How are you? Is no one injured? Seeing that they are still in Changbei Mountain, Longbow worriedly said. Everyone was speechless, just looking towards the shadow of the demon, but the scene they saw next shocked everyone, because they actually saw. To be continued. Thanks to the book friends, 5 recommendation votes and plus, 5 recommendation votes, 3 recommendation votes, 2 recommendation votes, 1 recommendation vote new author and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment, please ask for anything. Chapter 46. The storm is over, and the city returns. Roar. The demon shadow was bullied by a mysterious black-robed figure and roared repeatedly, but no matter how angry he was, he couldn't even touch the corner of the opponent's clothes. Xuanzang was supported by Baiyan and stood aside, as if watching a play, but from their astonished expressions, it can be seen that they were also confused at this time. As for Kai Yan, if nothing unexpected happened, he should have escaped, because Li Yu just got rid of Mutuo and solved the trouble of the demon shadow. Li Yu didn't think that Mutuo would take the initiative to help Li Yu do more things, and Kai Yan's body was not found around. Li Yu, the only one who knew the truth, was also a little surprised at this time, because Li Yu didn't expect Mutuo to appear in this way. After all, Mutuo was just an elf from the magical continent. This guy, has he integrated into the earth so quickly? What on earth did he go to do? Li Yu wondered in his heart. Mind destruction. Mutuo shouted, and a spiritual beam of light blasted towards the sky demon shadow. Because the sky demon shadow was just a condensed form of spirit, and Mutuo's strength was comparable to that of an immortal, this attack directly annihilated it. Thank you for saving my life, senior. Just after Mutuo resolved the battle, Longbow, who had already recovered, stepped forward and said respectfully. Mutuo turned his head and looked at Longbow, as if wondering why he called him. Thank you for saving my life, senior. I'm Longbow, the second elder of the Dragon Clan. I sincerely invite you to visit my Dragon Clan and let me thank you. Longbow thanked respectfully. No need. If you want to thank someone, thank Li Yu. Mutuo said in a faint telepathic voice. Divine telepathic voice. Emperor level powerhouse. Li Yu. In just one sentence, Longbow's heart was actually filled with huge waves because of Mutuo's telepathic voice. Because in the cultivation system on Earth, only those who have reached the Emperor level can telepathically transmit. As for while Longbow only thought that Mutuo was an Emperor level, not an immortal level or a god level. That's because there haven't been any strong men above the Emperor level on Earth for thousands of years, and Longbow has also known about the strength of the Emperor level. After all, even if the four saints are not very strong, as a family that has been passed down for thousands of years in China, the number of hidden Emperor level masters is at least 5 fingers. Now that he sees another Emperor level strongman again, Longbow naturally wants to win him over. If he can win him over to the camp of the four saints of China, then the help to China will be much stronger than Li Yu, a top genius with an unknown future. Even if Li Yu has the hope of breaking through the Emperor level, it is just a hope. Forward. Longbow wanted to say something else, but Chao Meng didn't give him a chance at all, and teleported away directly, making Longbow swallow his words back. This guy. He's causing trouble for me even after leaving. I really don't know what to say, but this is not bad. At least my safety is more guaranteed. They dare not attack me without a grudge of life and death. After sorting out the pros and cons in an instant, Li Yu thought in his heart with both joy and helplessness. Seeing Longbow walking towards him with a smile on his face, Li Yu felt uncomfortable. Damn, he is too powerful. There is no need to be like this, right? Although I'm handsome and imposing, I'm not gay. Li Yu. Who was that just now? Longbow asked with a smile. Seeing that everyone was looking at him curiously, Li Yu knew that it was time for him to show off his acting skills. Him? Oh. Actually, he is my master. He taught me my cultivation method. I hid it from everyone before, because my master didn't want others to know about his existence. Li Yu made up a story in a hurry. Well, Li Yu. I wonder if you can invite him to visit my Dragon Clan. You have to know. Well, I can't do this either. My master has always been quiet and doesn't like noise. So, seeing that Longbow was going to talk endlessly, Li Yu interrupted him quickly. Well, then you must say hello to your master for me. My Dragon Clan definitely welcomes the presence of the senior. Longbow requested. Yes, I will. Li Yu responded. Well, the purpose of this trip has been achieved, so let's go back quickly. One day, I will personally get back the revenge from that bastard Kai Yan. Longbow said bitterly. Let's go. Feng Ruan also echoed. Uncle Xuan, let me help you. Xuan Wuang said. At this time, Baiyan also came over with Xuanzang, and everyone went back to the mountain together. In the hotel at the foot of the mountain. Everyone go back and rest first. Let's celebrate in the evening. Longbow said to everyone. Then I'll go back first. If I don't sleep, I'll get wrinkles. Feng Ruan touched her face and said. Everyone was helpless. Women always love beauty the most. Yes. Aunt Feng is right. I'm going back to sleep too. Goodbye. Hearing Feng Ruan's words, Feng Wu thought about it and hurriedly followed Feng Ruan's footsteps back to the room to sleep. Everyone was helpless again. Li Yu, you won't go back to sleep too, right? Are you worried about getting wrinkles? Zuan Wuang said with a smile. Yeah. Li Yu, it's natural for men to stay up late. How can you be like a woman? Beijing Shen also continued. You think too much. I'm just hungry. These two people are completely the same typical stuffy men. Why didn't they notice it at the beginning? Li Yu simply ignored their existence. Then let's go eat something together. To be honest, I'm a little hungry too. I didn't feel this in the secret realm, but now that you mentioned it, I feel it. Zuan Wuang touched his stomach and said. Yeah. Me too. Long Ao, are you going? Beijing Shen asked Long Ao. No, I have to go back and pack my things. Long Ao refused directly. But when he looked at Li Yu, a strange light flashed in his eyes, and I don't know what he was thinking. Then let's go. I'm almost fainting from hunger. Zuan Wuang said, and the three of them walked towards the hotel restaurant with laughter. Ao, you. Longbow didn't know how to persuade Long Ao now. If he persuaded him to give up Feng Wu, how could he open his mouth? But if Long Ao and Li Yu continued to fight, it could be seen from Feng Wu's attitude towards Li Yu that Long Ao had absolutely no hope. If it was before, Longbow would definitely support Long Ao at the first time, but after learning that Li Yu had an emperor level master, he didn't know what to do. Although the Dragon Clan also has emperors, it is obviously irrational to easily offend other emperor level masters. I'm fine second uncle. Long Ao also understood Longbow's concerns, but he had no choice, because Li Yu's status and position suddenly rose. Hey. Longbow could only sigh and leave on his own. Li Yu, will you snatch Wua from me? Long Ao looked at Li Yu's back and murmured. To be continued. Newcomer and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment please. Chapter 47. Counting the Harvest. Surprises continuously. After having dinner with Zuan Wuang and Beijing Shen, Li Yu hurried back to the room. He couldn't help it. He was so excited. Not to mention the gains in the secret realm. The martial god cauldron alone made Li Yu very satisfied. Ding, ding. Found an item that can be fused. The details are unknown. Do you want to fuse it? Without any hesitation, Li Yu directly chose yes. Ding. Confirm the fusion. Fusion begins. Analyzing. Analyzing completed. Formal fusion. 1%, 10%, 50%, 99%, 100%. Fusion successful. Ding. The strengthening system is upgraded to the God Furnace system. Please check for details. Ding. The first stage of the task, improving the system, is completed. Rewards. Legendary qualification upgrade card asterisk 1, level 20 physical strengthening card asterisk 3, elf first evolution card asterisk 2, points asterisk 20,000. Hey. There are so many rewards every time. I can't keep up. I'm helpless. Li Yu happily started to pretend to be a 13-year-old again. Not bad, especially the first evolution card for elves, which can actually allow elves that are about to evolve for the first time to evolve directly and directly upgrade to the next level, and the experience is 10 times. It's a pity that there are only 2 cards. Li Yu curled his lips. But this God Furnace system is amazing. It can refine equipment, refine pills, and strengthen the qualifications of elves. I was wondering why the self-qualification upgrade card has never been used. So this is the reason. No wonder it just said that the strengthening system is upgraded. Li Yu said helplessly. Li Yu was very happy to get those qualification upgrade cards. After all, although Li Yu's elves' qualifications are very good, they are still much worse than those of several mythical elves. It's just right to use these qualification upgrade cards to improve them, but it's embarrassing that they can't be used. What's the point of using them if they can't be used? It's just right to improve the qualifications of Charmander and the others. Well, there are still things that we haven't seen in this secret realm yet. I wonder what good things there are. Liu, who was surprised again and again, calmed down and took out the 2 space rings stored in the system space. This system is indeed very powerful, because in the novel, those space rings cannot be stacked and placed, but the system space can hold everything that Liu has encountered so far. The beast egg in this pet space ring is actually a white tiger, Liu suddenly said in ecstasy. Liu didn't expect that his master Zuan Yang would actually leave him such a powerful pet, a white tiger. That is one of the 4 sacred beasts. Although it is not as famous as the Azure Dragon, its strength should not be underestimated. Maybe this is the companion of the master back then, but I don't know why it is an egg. Hey, what is this? Puzzled Liu suddenly saw a memory crystal in the space ring. This kind of crystal usually records sim images. When you see this memory crystal, it may mean that I have found the successor, so please treat him well. Jiang is my partner since childhood. When I was about to die, he insisted on going with me, but I couldn't let him die for me. So I used the time reincarnation technique to change him back to the time of his birth, and also deleted his memory. I hope he won't blame me for being cruel and selfish. Okay, successor, that's all I want to say. Finally, I hope you can treat him well again. The video ended here, but Master Zuan Yang's experience made Liu fall into deep thought. If one day Liu is about to die, what will he choose? Will he make his family and friends sad and painful, or will he be like Master Zuan Yang? No, I won't die. My fate is determined by me. No matter what, I will also embark on the road of immortality, jump out of the cycle of life and death, and live with my family and friends forever. Liu said firmly. If Liu used to use the system as a helper to dominate the world, then his pursuit now is not just that. His future will be a broader road to immortality, full of unknowns and setbacks, but also full of passion and dreams. Let's take a look at the other things in this space ring first. Liu carefully checked the things in the space ring after his spirit probed into the space ring. After Liu's exploration, he found that most of the things in this space ring were precious refining materials and spirit stones. Especially the spirit stones. The energy contained in them is thousands of times higher than those jade stones. Unfortunately, Liu wanted to use them for the elves, but was prompted that they could not be used. It is likely to be another pit, Liu is sure. Of course, there are also several refined weapons and equipment. Liu took them out one by one and carefully checked them with the system identification. Sure enough, this Master Zuan Yang is very generous. He left behind a divine sword, a fairy colorful feathered clothes, and some other emperor level equipment. As for the lower level ones, there is none. But before Liu was tested in the Kyo magic cube, most of the items he got were spirit level items, so I won't go into details here. Hey, the things are good, but I can't use them, Liu said helplessly. Liu is currently only yellow level, and he can't even use the lowest level spiritual weapons in the space ring, let alone the artifacts. Put it away first, and wait until I can use it. I'm so tired. Let's go to bed first. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot about it. Liu suddenly took out the white tiger egg again excitedly. Suddenly, the system prompt sounded. Just now, because of being too excited, Liu ignored the system prompt sound. Ding, the elf egg was found. Do you want to hatch it? Hatch. Liu confirmed. Ding, confirm hatching. Hatching begins. Ding, the elf egg has undergone abnormal changes due to the passage of time. Do you want to spend 20,000 points to ensure hatching safety? Confirm. Liu was so angry. You said there are risks, and if I don't agree, if you give me a hatching failure, then it's over. Ding, confirmed successful. It is estimated that the incubation time will be 6 hours, and it will directly enter the 10-year larval stage. Please wait patiently. Hey, this system is still somewhat humane, otherwise it will give me an elf baby, then I will become a father in advance. Without thinking too much, Liu chose to sleep first. After all, it takes 6 hours. Liu can still sleep first. Although in the secret realm, Liu only felt that a day had not passed, but after coming out, Liu found that 3 days had passed in the outside world, which shows how tired Liu must be. 3 days without eating, no sleep, that feeling, no feeling, no words all night. Woo woo woo. Early in the morning, Liu was disturbed by a burst of humming and couldn't sleep. He picked up his mobile phone in a daze and saw that it was only 7 o'clock. He immediately yelled in dissatisfaction. "Who is it? You're bothering me again so early in the morning without sleeping. What a jerk." Liu looked at the bedside with sleepy eyes, but when he saw what was in front of him, he was scared out of his wits, because he actually saw. To be continued. Thanks to book friends, WZS. 2 recommendation votes Yule, 1 recommendation vote for new author and new book. The author does not have much experience, so I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend, please comment please. Chapter 48 Thunder White Tiger. A kitten was staring at Liu with its cute big eyes. Those eyes were watery and had some tears in them. That Liu was about to say something when the system suddenly jumped out to join in the fun. Ding, hatching is successful. Please check it yourself. Ding, collecting mythical beasts. The second stage of the task is completed. Rewards. 40,000 points. Diamond level qualification upgrade card asterisk 4 point. Epic level qualification upgrade card asterisk 3 point. Legend level qualification upgrade card asterisk 2 point. The rewards have been distributed to the storage space. Please check it yourself. The rewards are very generous. But now is not the time to use them. Who made me have insufficient points? Also, the system prompts that the hatching is successful, but why can't I find where the white tiger is? Could it be? Liu was not as excited as before about the system's reward, but was very calm. On the contrary, after Liu saw the extremely cute kitten in front of him, he cursed the system in his heart. What I want is a majestic white tiger, not a cute and funny kitten. Liu yelled in his heart. Woo woo woo. Just when Liu didn't know what to do, the white tiger jumped directly into Liu's arms, rubbed Liu affectionately with its head, and kept wooing. So cute. Ah, kitty, no, white tiger. What do you want to do? I don't understand. Liu said helplessly to the white tiger. Woo woo. The little white tiger looked at Liu pitifully, as if to say, don't you love me anymore, mom? Zion and I, come out quickly, I'm in trouble. Liu didn't understand what the little white tiger said, so she could only quickly call Zion and I out. After all, Zion and I has lived for many years, and should understand the language of monsters. What? Master, hey. This is the mythical beast white tiger, and it's actually a mutant white tiger. When Zion and I looked at the white tiger, he seemed to have discovered something incredible, and was immediately shocked. Yes, it just hatched, but I don't understand what he is saying. What should I do? Do you have any solution? Liu asked helplessly. Well, I have. Oops, you are so naughty. Zion and I said to the little white tiger angrily. Perhaps because of the sudden appearance of Zion and I, the little white tiger suddenly jumped and threw Zion and I from the air onto the bed. Ah, master, help me. I'm going to be eaten. Seeing the little white tiger looking at him curiously, Zion and I was afraid that the little guy would swallow him accidentally, so he quickly asked Liu for help in fear. Little guy, you are so naughty. Liu picked up the little white tiger and stroked his head. Woo woo woo. The little white tiger whimpered comfortably, nestled in Liu's arms, squinting his eyes, as if he was enjoying Liu's touch. Humph. Bad guy. Master, this guy's not good at all, so hateful. Zion and I hid behind Liu, and looked at the little white tiger. Okay. Stop making trouble. Tell me quickly that there is no way for me to understand what the little guy said. Liu said. Yes, indeed, there is. I have a spell called Monster Language. After learning it, you can understand the language of monsters. After the system upgrade and transformation, it has been integrated with the telepathy of the magical continent, so it has become a brand new skill, Spirit Language. Oh, what is the difference between Spirit Language? Liu asked curiously. This spirit language allows you, the master, to understand the words of the elves, and you can also communicate through telepathy, so that you and the elves can communicate with each other. It will be very helpful for your future battles. Zion and I explained. Indeed. Hearing Zion and I's explanation, Li Yu also deeply felt the power of this skill. Think about it, when fighting with others, once you give an order, others can hear it and fight back. However, if you command the battle through telepathy, the advantage is not a little bit. The most important thing is that Li Yu can understand the words of the little white tiger, which is Li Yu's original purpose. Then give it to me quickly. I still need to learn slowly, Li Yu said impatiently. No need, master, I have a skill card here. You can learn it directly after using it. For some reason, Zion and I was stunned for a long time, and then smiled at Li Yu. Hey. So good. It shouldn't be. What happened just now? Although Li Yu was also curious why this system would take the initiative to give him benefits, now was not the time to think deeply. After taking the skill card, Li Yu chose to use it directly. But a mysterious power wave surged into the depths of Li Yu's mind. In a moment, Li Yu felt that he seemed to understand something and learn something. Little guy. Hello. Li Yu sensed the little white tiger in his arms. Woo woo. Master. I'm so hungry. The pitiful voice of the little white tiger came immediately. I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you said before. You must be hungry. Let's go. I'll take you to eat. Li Yu apologized. Great. Eat. Eat. Master is the best. The little white tiger said happily. Holding the little white tiger, Li Yu was tangled in his heart. How could I bear to let such a cute little guy go to battle? As he walked, Li Yu silently opened the attribute panel of the little white tiger in his heart. Name, unnamed, bloodline, Thunder Gang White Tiger attributes, gold qualification, mythical level, black iron level 10, 10% ability, thunder punishment control, comprehend the origin of thunder, and control the power of thunder punishment. 1%, Gangjin control, comprehend the origin of Gangjin, and control the power of killing. 1%, self-created skills, White Tiger transformation, can instantly transform into the form of Thunder Gang White Tiger in battle. Golden Thunder Spear, the power of Golden Thunder is condensed into a spear. Available in combat state, Thunder Shadow instant, step on thunder, thunder shadows are heavy. Available in combat state, is this him? Too violent. After looking at the attributes of the little white tiger, Li Yu looked at the cute cat in his arms uncertainly, thinking uncertainly in his heart. Woo woo. Feeling Li Yu's gaze, the little white tiger rubbed Li Yu's chest intimately. Hey, Li Yu, where did you get this cat? It's so cute. Suddenly, Feng Wu ran out from nowhere. Seeing the little cat in Li Yu's arms, her eyes were immediately filled with love. I picked it up. Li Yu was asked for a while, and could only find an excuse. Wow. It's so beautiful. Can I hold it? Feng Wu said with love. Wu. Master, don't you want me anymore? The little white tiger didn't know whether he was dissatisfied with Li Yu saying that he was picked up, or because he didn't like others to contact strangers, and was a little scared, so he asked pitifully that, Feng Wu, look, the little guy doesn't seem to like strangers. Li Yu said helplessly. Okay. By the way, where are you going so early in the morning? Feng Wu asked in confusion. To eat. The little guy said he was hungry. Li Yu touched the little white tiger's head and said, woo woo woo. As if responding to Li Yu's words, the little white tiger wooed twice. Then let's go together. Little guy, tell me what you want to eat. Although Feng Wu couldn't have close contact with the little white tiger, just looking at it made her satisfied. To be continued. Thanks to the book friends. Extreme charge. 5 recommendation votes only. 3 recommendation votes 3. 2 recommendation votes a spark can start a prairie fire. 2 recommendation votes 1 2 3 4. 2 recommendation votes cookie. Backing. 2 recommendation votes men must be free and easy. 2 recommendation votes fantasy C and blue sky TK. 1 recommendation vote accompany you. 1 recommendation vote newcomer and new book. The author does not have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please ask for all kinds of requests. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49. Final Separation. Return to Lanjiang. Well, let's go. The two of them came to the restaurant, and the cute appearance of the little white tiger instantly conquered all the women eating there. During this period, Liu didn't know how many people who wanted to pay to buy it were ejected, which made Liu sweat profusely. Huh. So scary. I almost died. Liu, who finally hid in the private room, breathed a sigh of relief and patted his chest with lingering fear. Yes, Liu, I was almost squeezed to death, all because the kitten was so cute. Feng Wu felt the same way. Okay, let's not talk about that, just order whatever you like. Liu said. Well, then I won't be polite. Seeing that Liu cared about herself so much, Feng Wu said happily. Well, I want this, well, just these few. Liu, what do you think? Feng Wu stopped after ordering 16 or 17 items on the menu and looked at Liu inquiringly. Enough. Liu said hurriedly. In fact, Liu wanted to ask, can you finish all the food you ordered? But then he thought, forget it, at most he can just eat it all. But Liu still underestimated Feng Wu's appetite, even the little white tiger. Feng Wu alone ate 1/3 of the dishes on the table, and the rest was eaten by the little white tiger. And Liu, sadly, became a spectator. Liu, why don't you eat? Feng Wu looked at Liu sitting there blankly, and asked in confusion. No more. Liu said helplessly. I'm sorry. I haven't eaten for a few days. As soon as I came back yesterday, I went back to sleep, so. Feng Wu said with a blushing face. It's okay, I'll order some more. Liu said. Yeah. Woo. Master, I want some too, I'm not full yet. The little white tiger said to Liu. You foodie, you eat the most, and you want more. Are you a pig? Hearing that the little white tiger wanted to eat more, Liu immediately said helplessly, is this a white tiger or a pig? Humph. I'm a divine beast, the white tiger. How can I be compared to a pig? The little white tiger said proudly. I think you are just a pig. Ignoring the little white tiger's protest, Liu ordered another table of dishes, and then ate by himself. Damn. Seeing you eating so deliciously, I'm also very hungry. Woo. I want some too. Seeing that Liu had no intention of letting him eat, the little white tiger jumped on him and grabbed the food. Hehe. Seeing that Liu and the little white tiger were actually fighting for food, Feng Wu laughed. After eating, Longbow and his group were also ready to leave and return to the capital, and Liu was also ready to go back to Lanjiang directly after separating from them. He also missed Shilin Fei a little. Liu, we are going back today. When you are free, you must visit my dragon clan in the capital. Longbow smiled at Liu. Okay, I will definitely visit my uncle when I'm free. I hope you don't mind it then. Liu said politely. Haha. How could that be? I will definitely entertain you in person. You and I really get along well. Longbow said with a look of regret for not meeting each other earlier. Liu responded helplessly. Damn. Why did my anus tighten when I heard his words? Liu thought to himself. Then we'll leave first. Bye. Without saying much, Longbow took Long Ao and got into a luxury sports car, disappearing on the road in the distance. Brotherly, I'll leave first. Come visit my Cheyenne Bei family when you have time. Beijing Shen said to Liu, and followed Beiying into another car and left directly. And me, Liu, don't forget to come and see me. Goodbye, Xiao Bei. Feng Wu said with a look of reluctance. Liu didn't know how to treat Feng Wu. After all, he was a family man. Woo. I'm not Xiao Bei. I'm Beihu. The little white tiger whined fiercely at Feng Wu, who was leaving with Feng Ruan, but unfortunately, no one else could understand except Liu. Liu, don't be sad, I'm here with you. It just so happens that my uncle and I are going back to Lanjiang. Zuan Wuang patted Liu's shoulder and said. Because he saw Liu in a pensive look, he thought Liu was very sad about the separation. Thank you. Okay, let's go too. Liu, who was thinking about how to treat Feng Wu, was suddenly awakened by Zuan Wuang and immediately reacted. Well, Uncle, Liu and I are in the same car. You go first. Zuan Wuang said to Zuan Zhang and got into Liu's crazy dance, and then the car rushed out with a whoosh. This kid, isn't it just for him to exercise? Look at my muscles, how attractive girls are. Zuan Zhang proudly raised his muscular arm and looked at it, thinking helplessly. Why are you sitting in my car? My car is not even as expensive as one of your wheels. Seeing Zuan Wuang running to his car, Liu asked curiously. Hey, don't mention it. My third uncle is a natural muscle lover. That's fine. The key is that he also likes others to train muscles. Think about it. A grown man with muscles all over his body. How stupid it is. Zuan Wuang said helplessly. Okay. It's really scary. Liu shuddered at the thought of himself being covered with muscles and said sympathetically. By the way, Liu, where do you live? Zuan Wuang suddenly asked. What are you doing? Liu said vigilantly. What's your expression? I'm not gay. I just want to ask where you live, and then I'll take you to ride a horse and run. Zuan Wuang said with a lewd look on his face. Haha. Forget it. I'm a married man. Liu finally saw through this guy, an absolute lewd and stuffy man. What? You're married? That Feng Wu? Zuan Wuang exclaimed. Don't talk nonsense. I just have a girlfriend, and Feng Wu has nothing to do with me. Liu said with a wry smile. Since you have a girlfriend, why didn't you tell me earlier? Feng Wu likes you. Everyone can see it. Zuan Wuang also said seriously. How do I know she likes me? I thought she just hated me at first, and I was going to tell her in the morning, but when I saw how happy she was, I didn't want to hurt her. Liu said helplessly. Hey. Yes. Feng Wu is such a naive girl. If you tell her the truth, she. Hey. What are you going to do? Zuan Wuang sighed. Try not to see her again. I will try my best to avoid appearing in her world. Maybe time will change everything. Liu hoped. It seems that this is the only way. Zuan Wuang nodded. But both of them knew that the so-called hope might just be hope. How much hope is there? With Liu's current powerful background, the Dragon Clan will definitely take the initiative to make friends, so it is inevitable that Liu will appear in the sight of major families. So Liu wanted to live a low-key life in Lanjiang, and it was absolutely impossible for him to no longer meet Feng Wu. But now Liu didn't think about these things at all, or he didn't want to actively think about this. To be continued. Thanks to the book friends. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 5 recommendation votes for Lone Wolf, 3 recommendation votes for Bloodlaugh D, 3 recommendation votes for Lazy Brother, 3 recommendation votes for Beat You to Death, 2 recommendation votes for, 1 recommendation vote for Fantasy C and Blue Sky TK, 1 recommendation vote for Falling Flowers. 1 recommendation vote for You Falling from the Sky. 1 recommendation vote for Newcomer and New Book. The author doesn't have much experience. I hope friends who like it can collect it. Please recommend. Please comment. Please ask for all kinds of requests. Chapter 50 Late Night Flirtation. Liu's Villa. It's still comfortable at home, right? Xiao Bei. Liu said, touching the head of Xiao Bei, the little white tiger. Master, can we change the name? Xiao Bei is not domineering at all. Xiao Bei said pitifully. No, call it Xiao Bei, or call it Meow Meow, you choose it yourself. Liu made the decision. Forget it. It's still Xiao Bei. Xiao Bei said helplessly. No one expected that the name of the future god of killing wreckage would be decided so easily. Master, I'm hungry. Xiao Bei suddenly said to Liu. Why are you hungry again? Not just, yes, I've been driving all the time and haven't had lunch yet. Then let's go eat. Liu touched his belly and said, okay, eat. I want to eat roasted whole lamb. Xiao Bei said excitedly. You foodie. Aren't you afraid of being stuffed to death? Liu patted Xiao Bei's head and taught him a lesson. Humph. Master, you stingy guy. You're exploiting child labor. Come on, police. Xiao Bei suddenly screamed. Where did you learn all this? Liu asked in surprise. That dwarf taught me. How about it? I'll learn fast, don't I? Xiao Bei said proudly. Little dwarf. Ha ha ha. Dwarf. Liu burst out laughing when he heard what Xiao Bei said. If Zion and I heard what Xiaobei said, he would have to vomit blood, but does Zion and I have blood? This is a question worth pondering. That guy is so small, what else could he be, if not a dwarf? Xiaobei was very confused, and didn't understand, while Liu was so happy. Yes. Right. Dwarf. Okay, let's go eat. By the way, let's just go to Fifi's house for a free meal. It's time to go see Auntie. Liu said to himself. Master, who is Fifi? Xiaobei asked in confusion. Did you call her Fifi? That's your mistress. Liu said angrily. Fifi is my exclusive name. How can you call her that? If you were a female tiger, it would be fine, but the key is that you are a male. Liu taught. Woo woo woo. Master is being sexist. Xiaobei said unconvinced. Do you still want to eat? Huh? Liu threatened. No. Master, I was wrong. Hearing Liu's threat, Xiaobei immediately compromised. HMPH. You're smart. Shilin for his house. Xiao, I heard that you've been looking for a job recently. How is it? Are you tired from this business trip? Master's wife asked with concern. Oh. It's okay. I'm fine. In fact, I just ran around everywhere. I'm not tired at all. Liu said. Mom, don't ask so many questions. What time is it? Liu is hungry. Shilin Fui said. Look, you're so considerate. Before you get married. Hey. Girls can't be kept when they grow up. Master's wife teased. Mom, I won't pay attention to you. Shilin Fui said coquettishly. Hehe. Master's wife and Liu laughed when they heard it. HMPH. You're still laughing. It's all your fault. Shilin Fui pinched Liu fiercely. Ah. It hurts. Fifi, you are so cruel. Liu pretended. In fact, Liu didn't feel anything at all. Although Liu's strength was not high, he didn't feel anything at all for Shilin Fui's pinch that didn't break his defense at all. Humph. Shilin Fui snorted coldly. Hehe. Alright. Let's go eat. Master's wife said with a smile. Yes. After dinner. Mom, I'll go see Liu off. Shilin Fui said to Master's wife. Go. Master's wife smiled and looked at Liu and the two of them. Yes. There is always a lack of couples walking on the streets late at night, because it's such an interesting and artistic moment. Some surprises can often happen. Liu, when are you going home? I still have to tell my mother. I don't know if she agrees. Shilin Fui said worriedly. Don't worry. Your mother is eager for us to get married now and give her a grandson. Auntie has already sold you to me. Liu pinched Shilin Fui's nose and said. You are the one who was sold. My mother loves me so much. And who wants to have a baby with you? Shilin Fui said shyly with a blush on her cheeks. Fifi, you are also my baby. Liu whispered in Shilin Fui's ear. Li, woo. Shilin Fui was about to say something shyly, but unexpectedly she was kissed by Liu directly and could only make a wooing sound. HMPH. I will ignore you. It's too late. I have to go back first. After escaping from Liu's arms, Shilin Fui snorted. Go back. Oh. By the way, I will pick you up tomorrow. There will be a surprise. Liu said with a mysterious smile. What is it? Shilin Fui asked curiously. Don't say it. Don't say it. You will know tomorrow. Liu pretended to be profound. HMPH. If you don't want to say it, then I will go back. Be careful on the road. After Shilin Fui finished speaking, she looked back at Liu and smiled. Ah, this girl. She actually seduced me. Humph. I'll eat you up sooner or later. Liu seemed to have thought of something and laughed solidly. Liu Villa. Woo woo woo. Master, you're finally back. I'm so hungry. Xiaobei said pitifully. You guy, didn't you say you were going to get an epiphany and not go? Liu said helplessly. Woo woo woo. I was wrong. In fact, it was just the feeling of hunger. I thought. Woo woo woo. I'm so hungry. Xiaobei pulled Liu's trouser leg and said pitifully. I knew you were unreliable. Look, I brought it back for you. I risked being despised to pack a whole roasted lamb and a roasted suckling pig from the hotel for you. You have to thank me. Liu took out the whole meat meal he bought from the hotel when he came back from the space ring and said, Woo. Master is so nice. Xiaobei said excitedly and flew up and grabbed 2 roasted whole lambs and roasted suckling pigs that were 3 or 4 times bigger than him. I don't know how he did it. He couldn't see it after eating so much. But Xiaobei is a divine beast after all. If he doesn't even have this talent, how can he be called a divine beast? And Liu is just talking. He treats his elves wholeheartedly. Foodie. Just a pig. After despising Xiaobei's appetite again, Liu was tired and went back to his room to sleep. Woo. So delicious. Xiaobei didn't care about Liu's opinion. He ate it so voraciously. No words all night. Ah. What's so noisy? Can't let people sleep so early in the morning. Liu was dreaming in a daze, but suddenly a pleasant laughter reached his ears. Liu, who couldn't sleep anymore, sat up and said dissatisfiedly, what are you doing? Liu walked downstairs and saw that it was Shilinfrei and Xiaobei. But now the man and the white tiger were playing a cat and mouse game, which made Liu stand there in a daze. I saw Xiaobei running in front, while Shilinfrei was chasing Xiaobei. It seemed very beautiful, but with the sound. To be continued. Thanks to the book friends. WZS. 5 recommendation votes Lingayu. 5 recommendation votes Monstered Egg. 4 recommendation votes Dream. 4 recommendation votes Sparks Can Start a Prairie Fire. 2 recommendation votes eJinx Mobile Phone Monitoring. 2 recommendation votes Youth in Progress. 2 recommendation votes Lonely Heart. 2 recommendation votes Only Love You, Heart, Can't Be Typed. 2 recommendation votes 3. 2 recommendation votes asterisk asterisk asterisk. 2 recommendation votes On the Way. 2 recommendation votes The Most Handsome President. 1 recommendation vote Accompany You. 1 recommendation vote Book Friend 119 asterisk asterisk asterisk. 1 recommendation vote Hanu Binksin. 1 recommendation vote 626. 1 recommendation vote Coke is very happy to see so many book friends vote. Because this means that you like my book. Thank you very much for your support. In addition, if possible, I will do my best to write this Saturday and Sunday and try to publish more chapters without delaying the manuscripts. Finally, I ask for recommendations, comments, collections, rewards, and all kinds of requests again. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.